Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Craig X.
And I'm Loudonio.
And this is
Expert Joints Live.
Episode 102.
102.
Jeez, we getting old or something. Good thing I'm not 102. I felt it though the other day getting out of bed. I had a pain in my back.
Well, your birthday was last week, so I mean,
I know,
that could be a little bit reason why.
Could be. Also, you're kind of a pain in the ass. But moving right along. Thank you everybody who tuned in last week for episode 101, and yes, for Cranky Pants' birthday here. And thank you very much for decorating and doing everything in the cake and all the stuff you tried to do even more.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Anyway, we also had Brandon. Yeah, we had Brandon from Butterweeds. You take that down. Because it's 4:20, so I hope you're lighting them if you got them, because I started a minute early. Anyway, Brandon from Butterweeds, Dory from the dispensary, as well as a special interview with cannabis cartoonist, no not that, Rob Moore. It was dope, so make sure you check the replay.
That was awesome.
After this.
You gotta check it out after this.
Yeah, it was really fun. The interview with him was great. That's one of the best interviews I ever did. Also, the products from Butterweeds are good. Make sure you check them out. They go live today. Butterweeds.com.
Live today? Those sugar sticks that we had were awesome. The root beer ones? Oh, yeah.
You like root beer. We know that. It's no secret there. No secret there. On the show today, we call this show called Our Weeds Dankr, because let's face it, our weed's pretty dank.
Yeah, especially out here in BC, it's pretty dank.
Way danker than Toronto, where our guests from Toronto come from. Our Toronto connection, Dankr.ca, the media publication, is the place to be. Also, a man from, oh boy, Cannabis on the Radio from Croatian Radio. Yeah, we'll work on that later. His English is way better than my Croatian, so it's all good. Also from the Oil and Flowers podcast, we got my man Buddah Blaze going to check in. Tim's back. Another episode of Tim's Tales, right? Doing up some more chronic cooking, and a little bit of some news,
and updates.
Some updates, and some products from Relief. So that'll be good.
I'm excited for this.
Super good. Also, really happy to have a bunch of people in the chat room. Thank you to everybody who is here.
Yeah, show us the chat.
420 Wild Dragon, John Maddox, Ray Marshall,
Ned669,
Cannabis Kasur. Yeah, how are you doing, everybody? Tice Anderson, what's going on, man? Welcome to everybody who tunes in. Yes, exactly.
Thank
Yay,
you for regular
Tim's
viewers.
Tales.
Be damned. Hello, sir.
What's going on, Be Damned? How are you, man? Be damned if you...
Rob Moore, he's in the chat room.
Oh, hey, is he? Hey, what's going on, Rob Moore? That's Rob Moore's cannabis cartoons are awesome. Make sure you check the replay, yes, after this. And I don't want to spoil anything or say it out there, but it was very well received. So if we can make more of those happen, we're going to try and maybe make more of those happen. Doesn't mean that but that was cool as fuck. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Anyway, thank you for everybody who tunes in. We've got some folks over on Facebook as well too. Clicking by real quick. What's up, Jorge? What's up, Patchouli? So what's up,
George?
Onus. What's up, everybody? What's going on over there? How you doing? Silas, what's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for toking up and tuning in. And we're also over there on Instagram. What's up, Instagram? Watching behind the scenes. Maybe some people are watching on multiple sources, but we got the other camera over on the Instagram.
We're cool like that.
Right? We got it everywhere. Oh my God.
I was actually thinking of turning my Periscope on before we start.
Nice.
I use Periscope actually.
But just put your Periscope on my camera phone, so it just catches the Instagram of my camera. Right? That's what you do.
There we go. Set up next week.
Anyway, this week, Relief. Smoking weeds from Relief. These guys.
Pretty excited.
Right?
They hooked us up pretty
mail
good.
Order dispensaries, relief.com. Also, RFLD, Relief. Just take out the vowels. You don't need no vowels. Nope. And you find them on Instagram. And yes, relief.com, as it says right down there in this blue text. Woo! Big blue text now. Yeah, they sent us over a bunch of products, including the Black Gas, some Sour Tahoe,
Super
some
Platinum Skunk, cookies and cream. We got some...
A few different extracts.
I just was opening this to take a tub.
Elevated extracts, some high-grade extracts, some 710 extractions, multiple products from the good folks there at Relief. Checking them out there. Some from Rarest Cannabis. Sent us a bunch of shirts and hats and everything like that, so thanks guys for hooking us up. Right, we got some stuff. We weren't even going to do Puff Puff Pass Along today, but we got some stuff to give away, so we got to figure something out. Anyway, if you're over the age of 19 and choose to do so, please check them out online, relief.com, or on Instagram, RFLDMMJ. Reliefed, with no vowels, MMJ. Of course, if you're over the age of 19 and choose to do so. Anyway, I'm going to roll up the Black Gas first. They say Black Gas is a hybrid by Rarest Cannabis. Indica dominant hybrid strain. It's created as a descendant of the hugely popular Def Bubba cross Bubba Kush cross Jet Fuel strains. This dank bud boasts, oh, it smells pretty nice, insanely high THC levels that range between 25 and 27%. That's not that high. I mean, it's pretty high, but that's not insanely high. And effects that can end up almost death-like sleep. I doubt that.
Death-like sleep.
I doubt that.
This is the first one you're going to choose for us to have. Is a death-like sleep.
Yep. Yep. I knew I saw.
Challenge accepted.
I saw when you showed up today, you had your big girl britches on, so I figured there was no problem doing that there. So.
I did. I decided to wear my big girl pants today.
Right?
Yep.
Actually, she's wearing pants.
I am.
Usually she just has no pants on. She just sits there. She's just wearing a shirt.
It's
you guys just don't know.
super hot in here today.
No pants on. Spare butt on the chair. No, that's not true. But this black gas does look pretty black and gassy. Let's put it in the bud cam. That's the wrong slide. This one. Here. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Brought to you by Relief.com. Check them out online. Relief.com and Instagram as well. Bing, bing, boom. Find a little spot here to look at. See if this looks like it's worth smacking. Smacking. Let me focus this a little bit better. Oh, it's got a little hair on it.
Uh-oh.
It's probably from Parker. Probably knowing him. Because I figured out, somebody on Instagram told me, because I was wondering where my weed went. I didn't remember I had smoking at all. And they figured out that, well, I was smoking weed. Yeah, when Parker was sleeping. While I'm sleeping, he's smoking my weed. Figured that's what's going on.
Smart
That's why
job.
he sleeps all day.
Now, does he roll joints as well, too?
No. He didn't have no thumbs. He didn't have no thumbs.
Well, then what is he? How does he smoke on it? Is he doing dabs or something? Because I want to.
Because he can just with the two paws just go up and do dabs.
Doggy dabs. I like this.
He's on the subby for sure. Parker hits the sub all day.
This looks good.
Anyway, we're gonna do that. Plus, they also sent over some elevated extracts.
They
so
did
I'm gonna roll this.
too.
And the elevated extracts, you should put that in the cam as well too. That looks fucking pretty gnarly, bro.
The Death Bubba.
Is also some Death Bubba.
It's also some Death Bubba.
Here, put that shit in there, and then let's rock and rolla. Here we go. Ew. Saucy. Saucy. There it is.
Right.
Oh, very bright. Can't see. Too dark.
Too dark.
There. Oh wait, somewhere in between. Somewhere in between. Oh, too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Get it. Get in there. Right. Get in there. Hey, this is harder than it looks.
Okay. I want to take a dab of that.
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks.
All right, moving right along. So
look, there you go. Look. Woo! There you go. Works for me.
Shouts to the guys at Elevated Extracts for making that happen.
And shouts to Relief.
Relief for doing it, sending us to it. Okay, so right.
On with the show.
In the weed, in the grinder will go the weed, and into the rolling papers that are smokings will happen. All these things will happen.
Into the sublimator, this shall go.
Right. And on the show, we shall go. As I look down, boom, you see people in the little cam.
Three people here who have pants on.
3 people. They're all wearing pants. Even better. Yeah. Just kind of checking. Make sure those weren't actual shorts. We like shorts. But you also see logos from multiple of these companies. So let me explain it first. First, let's smoke this joint in here. Pass it around the room because I don't know how far it's gotten. As I roll this other one, I need my hands because I want to try a little of that dab too. How was it?
Nope, right.
This is tasty. Do you know what strain it is?
That was a little bit of the new tuna.
Oh, nice.
The new tuna by a friend of mine called. None of it
tasty.
And that's the Death Bubba.
What did you do to me, woman?
The same thing I'm about to do to him.
Cool. Lucky guy. First, Dankr.ca was founded in May of 2016 by 2 brothers who had been interested in cannabis since high school. They're raised by the ever-changing cannabis community in Toronto. I wanted to create a digital hub for everyone to get information and share ideas and approach legalization. I'm getting through it, fuck up.
Dankr.ca's mission to make Toronto the best cannabis city in the world by providing resources to everyone and helping the culture grow and flourishing through increased interconnection. Sorry, I need to put my glasses on if you want me to read.
That's good. And second, from the logo, with the name. Oh
Other
man,
side.
I'm gonna have a hard time trying to pronounce that.
Okay, hold on.
Cannabis on the Radio is a radio show about medical cannabis and hemp, broadcasting from the city of Zagreb in Croatian Studio Radio, 100.5 FM, which you can check out at radiostudent.hr. Anyway, they provide valuable information to general public about the medical uses of the cannabis plant, talk about the possibilities of industrial hemp plants, and educate patients on cannabis oil growing methods and other important topics. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Toronto, Ontario, and Zagreb, Croatia, probably our furthest person away so far. We've got Brooke and Brent from Dankr and Mislav from Cannabis on the Radio that he'll finally pronounce it properly as?
Konoplja na radiju.
See? That's what I'm saying. So, Konoplja Radio.
Yeah,
Close.
something like that, yeah.
Close. I didn't butcher it that bad, but pretty bad. It's okay, I'll just
No,
put it
it's
this way.
okay.
Your English is way
Okay.
better than...
Pronounce one more time for me.
Konoplja
Konoplja.
na radiju.
Na radio.
Radio. Radio.
Oh, all right.
Radio.
Konoplja na radiju. Konoplja na radio.
Okay.
Love it.
So he's there to tell us all about it because we obviously can't say shit about it. Can't even pronounce it. I feel bad, but that's okay. At least he can, and that's the important part, and he can also tell us all about it. Good to have all you guys here. Now, we've seen you Dankr boys before on the show when we were at the Karma Cup preamble at Cannabis Culture King Street last year. And we also, I think, maybe on a live stream or two with Cart Beast or something from Lyft or whatever. I know that it's good to see you again. Thank you for being out here in BC. Welcome to Vancouver.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And then Mislav, of course, man, you're from a long ways from home, bro.
Yeah, long way. But I feel like home, so...
Right?
Okay.
Well, there's a big bag of weed here, so it can't be... It makes any place feel like home. Well, thank you for coming through the show.
Thank you.
Let me get right into it. So start first with the boys over here, although it's in opposite order, but whatever. So yeah, what is Dankr.ca?
So Dankr.ca is a website that believes Toronto has the potential to be the best cannabis city in the world. Sorry to offend some people here in BC.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, but you can try.
So right now in Toronto, there's a lot of great cannabis producers, great dispensaries, great events, but no one's really bringing it all together, unifying it as a community. It's really scattered. So we're trying to fill that void and bring it all together by covering the news, doing product and dispensary reviews, letting people know where's good places to go and source cannabis, as well as covering the events going on in the city, as well as court dates, and just try to progress the cannabis industry forward and cover the user side for legalization, where the vape lounges will be the everyday necessities that other people haven't just covered yet.
Yep.
So how did you guys decide, wow, we're going to take this on and be the ones to make this happen, Brooke? I mean, what was the impetus? What got you guys started in this direction? Because that's a big undertaking to try and take on, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the city of Toronto, which
Which is the regulatory culture.
Yeah, so we came up with it just over a year ago, and it was before the Project Claudia stuff happened, and
We've heard of that somewhere before.
yeah.
that rings a bell.
So we wanted to get further involved in the industry. We'd just been learning more and more, but we found it was really hard to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Like Brent's been a YouTuber. He YouTubed for like 2.5 years, all cannabis videos,
Right.
As a medical patient. And so we want to see how we could move, like how we could find out about this stuff, and there just wasn't a good place. There was no real resource to find out what's going on in the city. So we had to create it.
Well, we've heard a lot about going on in the city. Mostly we've heard about is another arrest and another dispensary
raid
closed.
yeah.
But there's a lot more to the cannabis culture out there than they want and they'll acknowledge. And so it's great that you guys are putting it out there. Well, then Mislav, let me ask you. So the intro told us kind of what you guys do or what the show is, but how did it come about? How did you start your journey? I mean,
Well, my journey with cannabis...
on the show anyway. Yeah, we're gonna start with that start. We'll save it.
Start the show.
Yeah, my journey with the show, it's more before I started. So it's like I had this thing in myself that I was interested in a topic of cannabis long before I had my show. So one time I'm like, oh shit, I need to have this show, man. And I'm already on the radio having my music show. So come on, let's try something, you know. But I couldn't find people to work with because in the beginning everybody was like, oh man, this stuff in the media, you know, it's like don't go with that public, you know, police will arrest you and stuff like that. People were very skeptical, but I said, okay, I understand the skepticism and I understand the risk. I'll go in the show like I'm doing any other topic, like professional, to see what is really out there. So I didn't use my name at the first when I started, so I was just like, let's do the topic, not who is doing the topic, let's do the topic.
Do the topic.
So yeah.
Well, that's sort of like when I first started with the first 26 episodes and my first like 8 or 10 videos or whatever that I did. They were all from the face down or from here down. Because really my point with that is it's not about the person who's telling the story at that point. It was more the story that was the important part. And obviously as I grew and things changed a little bit, plus coming to Pot TV made it almost impossible to actually keep that going. I can't ask other hosts to be like, okay, can we shoot it from here? And nobody in the crowd take a picture of me from this part up. So, you know, I had to come out eventually.
You could have got you like a tuxedo mask kind of.
I could have been like Remo and just walked around like this all the time with sunglasses on.
There you go.
No one would have known. No one would have known. So, how long have you been doing the show?
Yeah, the show, well, just to finish, the show started in 2012, as I got it right. Yeah, it's been a long time, like 4 seasons now. And now is summer break because of the college radio. It will begin at the fall. So 5th season, I'm collecting material here while I'm in Vancouver in the BC. I recorded a show with you, interviewed you about the stuff going on here in Canada, so we can you know, introduce to the people in Europe what's going on, because there are 2 different bubbles where people are living in Vancouver and in the Europe. So here is more like a stoner and like a little bit of medical side, but in Europe is mostly medical because we didn't have a stoner scene. We had like only medical scene with people who healed themselves, got in the media, got in the public, you know, and now the government started to change the laws like, okay, these people are healed, but no weed, just oil. So it's like
Rick Simpson's over there doing
Rick Simpson is now, I think, living in Croatia. So,
he is right now. Well, and that takes it back. I mean, talk about 2 different bubbles in 2 different places, not only from the regulatory culture in Toronto to the regulatory culture in Vancouver, but also even within the micro bubble that is Toronto, because the legal weed is fine, but the illegal weed is not fine. And then obviously even the difference between legal and illegal, but again, Toronto to Vancouver, I mean, you guys have to see the difference of like the regulatory culture out there. Toronto really, I mean, it's not that accommodating, if you will.
Toronto is, I would say, from the user side, it is accommodating in a sense that we do have lots of dispensaries. It is very easy to get access.
Lounges and stuff, sure.
The ease of access is relative to here in BC, where you guys, it's a lot more easy to get access. But it's a lot of the police action that is different in Toronto, where you see them busting down doors and like even coming out to BC to, like on 2 occasions. It's crazy,
right? Yeah, I think it's putting a little bit of a sour note and a little bit of a bad stamp on it, because I really enjoyed a lot of being out in Toronto and stuff like that. When we were first going out there to set up the cannabis cultures, it was cool. And then, well, with the Claudia and Gators and all that stuff like that, it's like, I mean, it's a lot of stuff for you guys to cover, and of course you guys are covering a lot of those raids and that information, and the Mark and Jodi saga, of course, in depth as well too.
Yeah, we've been at
CC5.
Yeah, we've been at all the court cases covering those. Yeah, it's been a real slow trial. Yeah, it's just really too bad that the police continue going on after these people, even though like it's just a plant. It's not producing any harm
and
to anyone.
It's so weird that like the Toronto police in general, like they don't, like you can walk around in Toronto smoking a joint, no officer is going to tell you anything different. Every time they do a dispensary raid, okay, all the patients, all the customers, you know, you guys leave. We're just like, we're prosecuting the people selling it. And it's just like,
and then those charges are getting dropped and received, or getting thrown out anyway, or whatever the case may be for the most part.
And from what we've heard of like people that work in dispensaries, that the police have, some people are on the side being like, yeah, like it's going to be legal, like I come here and get my weed, like I'm sorry we have to do this, like we're just enforcing the law. And then we've heard there's other people that will just like yell at people that work, they'll be like, it's never going to be legal, like you're so stupid for working here and stuff. Like it's crazy that there are people still out there that have that logic, even though our president says sorry, Prime Minister says it's going to be legalized.
100 years of brainwashing takes time to undo, man. Well, speaking of that, I mean, cannabis is pretty illegal still in Europe and throughout the Balkan area, I guess, if you will. But your show's available all out there. What's it like doing? Nice. What's it like doing a show under, you know, that kind of constant concern or worry?
I think the concern is mostly in the people themselves, not in the law that will do something to you. Because I don't know. Still, you know, when you talk about cannabis with somebody or try to get cannabis, you know, it's like even if you're a patient or just want to get recreationally, you gotta go to the shady places. You know, you got to, you know, be careful what you're talking about. You know, so it's like a mental thing for the people. Still, some people got free themselves from it's like. With here, people are not like shaking on the street because somebody will see, maybe call the police, you know. Yeah. It's like more relaxed here.
Isn't cannabis still pretty legal over there?
We, few years ago, legalized medically. Few years before that, we legalized hemp for some parts. And that's interesting thing, only for a few illnesses, like for cancer, for, you know, multiple sclerosis, for stuff like that.
Some of the really bad shit.
And and we are importing from Canada, from one licensed producer. So,
oh God, you poor bastards, man! You're getting a bunch of our shitty
that's
weed.
all we could get, and people are still fighting, you know, to get.
We want good weed too.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I was in Portugal 7 years ago, and like
Portugal is different.
Yeah, a lot different. And like when I was trying to find,
they decriminalized everything. So
yeah, so it was
But yeah, Portugal and Spain even they now have clubs, social clubs for patients. But things are changing there. They're like, you know, special when it comes to the weed and like a southeast or east part of Europe, you know.
Well, a lot of parts of Europe are still like behind in some senses, because I mean, like you can walk into a club in Europe and I walked out smelling like cigarettes, and like people are just like smoking everywhere in clubs and drinking, and like you pull out a joint, they won't say anything because you can't smell with the cigarettes going around. But it's a really different culture over there. I mean, from Portugal, anyways.
People are smoking spliffs in Europe, so.
You say things are starting to change a little bit, though. I mean, what's starting to come around? I mean, what's changing?
Thanks to the activists and people who are fighting, like in Croatia, especially in Serbia and Macedonia, there are like a lot of patient organizations who are fighting with the knowledge with oil and with the scientists like Dr. Robert Melamed coming in Balkans, Dr. Paul Hornby from Vancouver, also a friend of Balkan activists.
All guys you've interviewed, by the way. My man's done it. My man's talked to everybody, man.
Yeah. And of course, you know, we need to talk about this topic because it's important. You know, as I said, like people are fighting. I have a chance to, you know, to maybe see it a little bit differently than some other people who are maybe ill and they need to get this oil because unfortunately they have no chance then. Yeah. But people are fighting, you know, so we need to, you know, go one step further to see what's going on in the world, you know, to try to connect with people, to see different experiences, because people here have different experience on cannabis, people in Croatia and Europe have different experience with cannabis and politics and everything, but we are here because we are connected even with the governments importing cannabis, and we need to be together in this because we are all here, you know.
I really feel like the power of social media and like Facebook and Instagram has really helped everybody in the cannabis community. I mean, like, and different kinds of communities as well too, but in ours in particular, like, you know, find out what's going on over in Europe, and, you know, find out what kind of strains are going on.
Find out that you've been lied to for 90 years before, and all of a sudden the internet comes around and people get the truths for themselves. Yeah, you know, things like that. It's funny how the internet has been so revolutionary. But I guess, I mean, that's probably why you do it then, right? To just help spread the message, because it's got to be told and people need to know.
Yeah, of course. And I don't know, it's something that drives me forward when I'm thinking about the cannabis, because it could be used in so many ways and people don't realize it, you know. It's like, it's not about smoking, it's about everything plus smoking on the end of that day. So it's like, that's it,
it's
you know.
It's just one of the small things that go with it.
Yeah, but without it, it will be like, okay, just another boring thing. And with this, is like, wow, cool science, you know.
Right. So, my guys, so if Dankr's trying to help be your Toronto connection and make Toronto the best cannabis city there is, respectfully, I mean, Vancouver's pretty good. Amsterdam's pretty good. You enjoying yourself out here so far?
Yeah, it's been a great 36 hours. We just touched down yesterday morning.
Yeah, but we love it. We're not hating on anyone. It's amazing. Like we want Canada to just be amazing for cannabis users. We think just Toronto is a huge city, has a huge set of culture.
And it could
is going to be
exactly because of its population and its significance in the country. If it could shake its head out of itself a little bit there with some of the officials who were in charge of some strange behavior, we would see, I think, Toronto actually do really, really well, because for a minute there, you guys were starting to explode.
So that's what we're fighting for.
Right? Awesome. Well, I know why I do it, honestly, if I'm doing it. It's for the weed.
It's for the weed?
It's for the weed. And this week, the weed is brought to you by the guys from
That's really good.
Relief. We've got from Relief.com, we've got some more. Next up is the Sour Tahoe. I know the other joints aren't quite done yet, but I saw there's still only one going now, so perfect time to roll back up. This was the gas. What do you got there? Some of the high-grade extracts?
High-grade extracts. It's really, really good.
I think this is the one that I wasn't sure of. I think we were going to save this one for later.
Yeah, but I wanted to know what flavor that is. That's really good.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out later.
It has like a raspberry taste I get off of it.
We already smoked the black gas. And now the Sour Tahoe. So I'm going to put some of the Sour Tahoe. It's by Higher Q Genetics, and again, sent to us by our friends over there at Relief.com, hooking us up today.
That looks nice.
It looks pretty good. Put in the bud cam. Oh, hello, my friend. How are you doing?
Hi. Hey, girl. Hey.
Oh, sexy little bug. Brought to you by Relief.com. Check them out, Relief.com, and on Instagram, RLFDMMJ.com. Yeah. Done. Okay.
Did you taste the raspberries? Or is it me?
No,
I taste
I get you that. I'll get you that. Okay, Sour Tahoe. They say, by Higher Q Genetics, is not only strong, but it's effective. Oh, but its effect takes hold quickly, which means, thank you, which means it is probably better not to consume if you plan to leave the house. It is better to use on rainy days or nights. This particular strain is very beneficial for people who may be suffering from insomnia, any particular kind of pain, or even lack of appetite. Since it helps with battling insomnia, we've heard a few times, in many people, it sort of delivers a knockout to the user. Okay. The strain must only be taken when a person knows they will have a long time of relaxation ahead of them. The Sour Tahoe is created and manufactured in a very specific way, which means that it has all the properties required to give you a good night's sleep. So again, I figured...
Guys, come on. Are you trying to put us to sleep today?
No, I figured I'd pick the two strongest ones right off the bat.
See you knock us off. I gotta go get a Q-tip.
Right, get it done. There's a whole box over there.
I know.
Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But yes, we also got the high-grade extracts. This shit looked fucking all bubbly and fun. Check it out too. Also, no, get out of the way, weed. Get out of the way, weed.
Can't get over there.
Get out of there. God, what are you doing?
That was so good.
Is that what this one is right here, or was that what that
was?
That
was the one I just took a no, that's that one.
Yeah, we were supposed to save that till later.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well. Screwing shit up.
Just fucking up everything. You weren't there for rehearsal. Jeez, Jenny.
I found this really great bakery down the street, though. Really great bakery.
Yeah. Cool. Did you bring me anything from the bakery?
There could be. Could be sitting in the fridge.
I like bakery stuff. Anyway, right. So as I roll this up,
I'll try this one.
So let me get back to my guys here for a second. While you hit a dab, get that dab ready. That looked good as well too. Shouts to Really for hooking it up. So let me ask them, what does bring the Toronto publication here to Vancouver? I mean, what has you guys out in town? Are you hunting for stories, digging for dirt? What's
looking to expand out this way?
Yeah. What's going on? What are y'all doing out here?
Family wedding.
Oh.
What?
Well, that works too.
Yeah, cousin's getting married. We decided to extend it to come and, hang out. But yeah.
We know there's a lot going on in the BC dispensary scene, so got some extra days. Figured we'd check it out, and also it's kind of cool because we also want Dankr to be a great way for people to come visit Toronto and experience the city.
Sure.
And so it's kind of hard to create that platform when you're born and raised in Toronto, you're such a local, but going to BC, it's like, oh shit, where do we go for bud? Like, where do we go and stuff? It's like, we are looking for a platform like this. How could we better our platform to be what we would want if someone was visiting Toronto and was looking for places to go?
Yeah.
Sure. Plus, also, I mean, there's so much from the culture and so many different aspects, and people who come from here, and a lot of people who visit here say a lot of things trickle down from here. So I'm sure you get to see some interesting things. Maybe a couple things you haven't seen yet. Or...
Yeah, when we both first joined dispensaries, like over a year ago, we saw all these pink strains coming up, and we're like, where's all this pink? Because it was never around before. They're like, it's just coming from BC. Our bud's just now reflecting the BC market.
Right.
They liked pink kush, and that's where it's coming from. Like,
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep.
So that's one example of it.
I moved out here 5 years ago, and I mean, I'm coming from the Toronto area myself. You know, there weren't any dispensaries 5 years ago, right? I came out here, and my friend, who I, thankfully had met, she was like, you can, if you can't call me, go here. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you go into the store, you show your ID, and they will give you weed. I'm like, there's no fucking way. And she's like, get in the car, Jen. So she drove me there. And I got in trouble by the owner because I went to go take a picture because I was just like, you're shitting me, right? I'm like, I gotta send my sister this because she will not believe me. And like, moving to new places, visiting new places, you gotta know, where the weed is, where to smoke, and who's out there.
First you look at that, and then you decide where you travel.
Yeah, and then who's out there for me to meet too, especially for like me moving to a new, like across the country, mind you, like to a new province, like starting new friends, no family, like you make your own friends and family as you go, and definitely my life and my friends and family now are built around
where the
cannabis
Dank's
community, right?
Yeah.
So it's it's a good thing to have, so maybe you can go and check it out. So,
and of course as well to all the news, all the videos, you guys have a multiple different sources of media that you guys can get from the platform as well too, and of course a strong social presence as well. You guys kill it on Twitter as well too, always with the news stories. And
thank you.
Doing it, man.
Keeping up with the social is really important.
Right.
Craig does an expert job for expert joints.
Oh man, I gotta dial it back sometimes. I hit it too hard.
Dude, the Photoshop and stuff on it is great.
Yeah.
No, I
was loving it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Sometimes they're kind of funny. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, well, give us a rough idea. I mean, obviously, there's new news stories that break every day, but what are some of the stories like you're working on now, or maybe working on next, or I mean, besides the everyday reporting? I mean, what's coming down the pipeline, maybe from Dankr?
So one of the ongoing thing is the court cases. Like we're covering Mark and Jodi and the Goodwins and Brittany Guerra's court case.
Yeah, the whole Project Gator.
And that was one thing we were interested in getting your guys' perspective on, like the BC stuff about Toronto police coming out here.
Okay.
But one thing we are working on, like a podcast as well, concentrates.
Oh, that's cool. People like a podcast, man. Shout out to podcasts. We're gonna have somebody from a podcast. I mean, we're really all marijuana and media here, just reaching out and telling the story and educating. We're saying the same thing. Just you're on the radio. They're like a website. We got the video, we got the web show, we got the TV show here. Well, pod TV show.
We are the media.
Right? And it's everybody has the same bears, the same burden to get out the truth and spell the story, but everyone has their own little way of doing it. Yeah. My way is, hey, go check out products like this from Relief, and go check this website over here, Dankr, and go listen to this radio show if you choose to do so. And then people go, hey, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna go check that out. And you're like, oh, that's fucking whack. I don't like it. Or oh, that's fucking dope. I love it. And cool, you do you, but in the meantime, at least you know about it, and now you've got the opportunity, whether, it's like, we've seen sometimes with people who get I have no choice, so I order LP weed, because it's all I can get. I live in buttfuck, nowhere, there's no dispensaries around me, so I get mail order. And you say, okay, cool, I get it, you want to be compliant, la la la, but did you know that why your weed isn't burning so good, or it's because of this, you've seen some of the recalls, you've seen some of the problems. Here's what good weed's supposed to be like. Oh, I didn't even know that's what weed was supposed to be like. Well, now I want that instead. And now then they may be searching from some of the other mail orders and shit. And that's what we're doing.
You can, I didn't check it out, but I heard like you can see if weed is flashed good on the ash. Like if it's like a
absolutely. If it's
darker ash, then it's not okay. If it's
correct.
Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't burn white, it wasn't flushed right.
But I mean, the industry standard across the board is a lot different, right? Like the parts per million. So I mean, if your industry standards are different, I mean, that's why you get inconsistent products across the board.
Yeah, because, in the different labs test at different points, and you look at what's the standard around town, what do the customers demand? We saw some beautiful fucking looking buds and smelling buds and grown buds by some wonderful people with some, fabulous intentions. and most of their joints wouldn't even stay lit. Like, go out mid-toke, like, oh, what?
You're like hauling on it, and it's just like,
it's still going
what?
up.
Yeah.
And just black as all, but they come back and they test no pesticides, no whatever.
Was it super freshly?
No, it was too organic with too much stuff in it, not flushed clearly enough, the life cycle not stopped properly, just wasn't finished properly. And unfortunately, people have said to me, so I don't even know. This is the only what I know weed to burn like. I've never seen it burn any other way than this. What are you talking about? That's just what weed does, doesn't it? And you're like, no.
Education is so important.
Right? And that's the point of that little story there, and not to call out anybody specifically, but if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know it.
Yeah.
And until someone tells you, hey, you didn't know that, and you go, you're right, I didn't. Wow, no, well, now I know, and now I got a chance to make my own choice.
Yeah.
And that's why I say if you want to check out relief.com if you're over 19 and you want to choose to do so, we're smoking products from them this week, and so far so good, not bad.
So far so good.
First one was better than this one. This one's not okay though. But yeah, you get it. You got to put it out there, right?
Yeah. Going back to the bud thing, like since we started the website being more open with our parents, showing them like bud, our dad was like, oh, like the stuff I used to smoke was all like leaves back at university and stuff.
Yeah.
That like. It's so different. Like, if you don't know what good stuff is, you don't know. Like LPs, like people talk about like getting a shit ton of seeds and stuff. It's like if you think that's what regular bud is, you
you're
don't
sadly
know.
mistaken.
Yeah, it's like the place putting energy producing seeds rather than your medicine. They're gypping you for your money.
So you've interviewed some pretty big names we touched on a little bit before. Dr. Hornby as well too, as Mr. Simpson as well too. We both interviewed Rick now. I got to talk over here in Vancouver Island a couple months ago or so. Good people, man. I mean, how did you get connected with all these folks across
I guess when you have a good idea and you start working on it, people will come along with it and try to do something. I'll be like, okay, I see you're like doing good work. Why not? You know, we are here to do the thing that is not us, that is the topic, and that's the plant. You know.
Well, we did an episode together. Thank you very much for letting me have that. I look forward to when the show comes back on the air in the fall, and we can go ahead and promote that accordingly.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to be able to either have you back when that comes out.
And also we got some projects here, you know. So definitely, man. I just came here, so it's like.
Well, I was going to ask that. That was my next question.
So
like, what are you doing over here anyway? Are you just farming for? Oh.
I don't know, man. I'm working, you know. Just got my step in the industry, so.
Attaboy. You got to. And there's so many people out here. I mean, much like you guys can find, you can farm for so many people, so much business, so many opportunities. There's so many companies out here. It's like when Cody was out here, and Dabberman's been out here, and all these guys that come out here. Go to all 3 hours. You get to the point where it's like, wow, I've got so much opportunity here. That's strange. I could just stay here for a while. I could meet so many people. I could do so much more. And I guess you must be just chalking up interviews and people to talk to and opportunities along the way, right?
Yeah, man. I'm like, you know, first couple of weeks I had like I was in a shock, you know, like everything different. As you said, like dispensaries, you know, you go in a shop, buy weed, you know, like, man, so different.
Coming from Europe though too. I mean,
it's like I was, you know, with my friends and a couple of them going buy some weed, and they asked me like, they're going buy some weed, man. Do you want to come with them? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to go into some dark alley, you know. I don't know what will happen, you know. I don't want to fuck around. Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's a dispensary, it's a store, and they have a bodyguard, you know, security guard in a uniform. I'm like, wow. And they, you know, like, what the fuck, you know. Different, very different scene, and I'm like, but now I'm relaxed here. I know I have my own things going on, so yeah.
We ran into each other, of course, at VPMS. We ran into each other with at Vancouver Pain Management Society with Butter King and Kush Queen chilling out one day.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. You do an interview with Butter King too?
Yeah, I tried to get interviewed with him, but didn't get a chance to find him. You know,
we'll track him down for you at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Go there on Sunday and join in for an episode of the Royal Hour with Kush Quang. He's usually there.
I'll try. Yeah.
So what do you guys find the toughest part about doing it? Is it the regulatory culture? Is it the picking what stories to do, or the people? along with the business, I mean, what's the toughest part about running Dankr.ca and like a marijuana media type of outfit? I mean, what do you guys find the most challenging?
I think it's just all the things to do. There's just so many like people that you want to work with and talk to. It just there's so much going on that like if I wish I had 5 of me to just get everything done.
If you have a cloning machine yet, I'm in line.
We saw Rob Moore had a cartoon out, just came out this week as well too. A new Rob Moore's, the first episode of Rob Moore's Grow that he told us about on the show last week, where he cloned himself with some of Remo's cloning sauce, and it didn't go so well. Make sure after the show you go back and check out Rob Moore's Cannabis Cartoons and go watch the new one, first episode of Rob Moore's Grow.
Grow, yeah.
Good guy. We chatted today, awesome. The other day. It was really good, so make sure you check that out. I see Tim McBride in the chat too. Did I see that as well? I saw somebody give him a shout. What's going on, everybody? Hey, there's Rob right now. Peter Jung, Wild Dragon, Michael, Peter S. Sorry, Michael Jung, Alpha Beta. What's happening, everybody? It's just.
So then, how long are you here for? Like.
For a year so far. So we'll see. You know what will happen on the road. It's a trip. So.
And the show comes back on in September or something?
In September when the new season starts, we'll be doing the recordings of what's going on here. We're doing the news. I got my crew there, so we're gonna do definitely like what's going on in the world, like journal stuff, you know.
That's
as we do it, you know.
That's good, man. And you guys any sort of big events coming up or things on the go that you guys are going to be out covering next or appearing at, say, festivals? I mean, where do people connect with you in person if they want to come and get involved?
Karma Cup will be coming up. It's in September.
Yeah.
The 710 Cup's still going on. So the judging for the 710 Cup is going on. So
there'll be a award ceremony later on this ceremony there. Still figuring out the last details for that.
Yeah, so much going on.
You guys
And then, of course, Karma. Of course, we'll be at Karma. Shouts to Sarah. A little update on Karma Cup later on the show.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good, man. And if people want to get involved, if they want to contribute or they want to help support you guys or say, hey, I got stories for you, or I mean, what's the best ways to reach you or get involved?
We have our contact us page.
Yeah, we have
the easiest way. Yeah, you just go on the website through the tab.
Or just shoot us an email at info@dankr.ca.
And of course, if you're a company and you want to advertise at Dankr.ca, go ahead and hit them up as well too, because money makes these things go around. Did you want to get them to cover out? You guys cover events. I've seen you at a lot of any Toronto event that I've been to. You've been there, so that's cool, man. Good to see you guys out there working and doing it. Because
thank you.
We know, and trust me. I wish I had about 5 of me. I don't. I got a dog. And he's not much help.
I got a kid, and that's almost kind of close.
Yeah, at least she's got thumbs. At one point, you can put her to work.
Right. Not yet. Soon.
Not yet.
Soon.
As soon as that comprehension level goes up just a little bit, right? So and maybe balance.
Oh no, her balance is really
Better
great. Walking on the beach, no, she was great.
Well, until call me when her soft spot hardens, and we'll see what's going on.
I'm gonna go reach for mine. It's gone. They lose that after the first few months.
Oh, jeez.
I think. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm not afraid to break her anymore. I made it to her first birthday. We're good.
Hey, and I didn't drop her very often.
We're good.
That's awesome. And of course, what comes next for you and the show?
You can follow always on Facebook. We also have posts of what's going on in the world, we're posting stuff on it. So we were on the Cannabis Live conference also. So
I saw you guys covering that as well too.
Yeah.
So we'll be talking about that at the on the show when it comes back as well too.
Definitely it will be streamed. All the knowledge, a lot of stuff going on there. There's a lot of new knowledge that was said on this conference, about the THC, CBDs, especially,
Well, the conference, of course, was streamed for 7 hours each day, 14 hours of coverage, thanks to the guys at CannabisLifeNetwork.com and well, I guess the organizers of the event for having them doing it, and I guess I helped a little bit with it too. Mostly I just didn't fuck anything up. I didn't trip over any of the cords is really what it came down to. But yeah, we brought you about 14 hours of shenanigans from the event. Luckily, mostly it was all the panels and the speakers and little breaks of me fucking around while there was no speakers or panels on. Well, I appreciate, yeah, you guys go check that out. Of course, the tweets are going out, the videos are broken down into all the different individual speakers and shit like that. It's really well sorted out. Oh, yeah. Make sure you go to the CannabisLifeNetwork.com as well as the YouTube page and find both those videos. You can see all the speakers, all the panels, and even me and Parker and a few interviews, and we talked to Mislav, and we talked to lots of different people. So Jenny was there.
Yeah, I was there for a little bit on Friday, yeah.
Good times, man. Questions that I need to know for you guys, though. Are the same questions we got to ask everybody. So I'm going to run down the road, left, right, left, right, left, right. We're going to wrap these up here. First question from our favorite four. How and when did you get into weed? So where did your journey with Mary Jane, how did you all start dating?
With music.
With music? What age, when? Tell us the story of your first time smoking
when
weed.
I first heard like music, hip-hop and reggae, like I was maybe 14 years old, you know. I didn't smoke, I didn't anything, just realized there's something people talk about, sing about, there's something, you know, something powerful, you know, so I started to see what's going on, go to the first internet, you know, on the, like on the line, telephone line, and trying to find out the knowledge and stuff, you know, so I was interested back then, but, you know, but I started smoke like, I don't know, maybe in high school, you know. A little bit in high school, and then like maybe 7-8 years ago, like on a, you know, I had a good weed, so you know I was like, okay, this is something I like, you know. So.
I like it. And yourself, there, Brooke. How did you get into smoking weed, or where did your journey begin with cannabis?
The first time I smoked, it was in high school, and it was at the very end of high school. And there was a rugby tournament, so we were all in a hotel, and I was offered it, and I was like, you know what? If I'm going to try this, I'll try it when I'm a kid. Yeah. So, because, you know, it's weird, isn't it, that it's illegal? So that I thought, like, oh, it's better to try it when I'm young, because then I'll get in less trouble.
Oh, yeah, good point, good point. Like, yeah. It's like get a 10-year-old to do all your dirty work, because, you know, you can't send a 10-year-old to fucking prison and shit like that. So I'm telling you, that's what the baby's coming in for. A couple more years and she can do all kinds of grimy shit. Oh, sorry. Whoops. I mean, sorry. Nobody heard that.
No.
Nobody heard that.
This isn't a live recording on...
Nobody heard that.
Nobody heard that.
That I'm promoting child labor? No, not at all. No. That's why I said I'm not a role model.
It was actually on 420. The next morning, like, I was listening to the radio and it was like, oh, there was 420. I was like, oh, hey, that was definitely after midnight.
Worth a try.
Perfect. Like, perfect timing. Didn't even know.
That's cool. Right.
So I tried it back in grade 10. That's when I first was interested in it. But then I only really got into like using it regularly in like first year university during exams, like to help me sleep and just deal with all the stress. And then after that, it was a regular part of my life. And then trying to find a way to be involved in it through YouTube channel, and then yeah, Dankr was just the end idea. We came up with like different ideas along the way, and this was the final best idea that we decided to go forward with. So yeah, it's been a long journey with Mary Jane, but keep her around and she'll be good to you.
So I in this week as well celebrated my 28th anniversary. Mary and I started dating on the 15th. It was our anniversary. I love you, baby.
Did you get her something nice?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. We did all kinds of unspeakable things that evening. But
as you should on an anniversary.
Yeah, it was good times. Oh, Mary, Mary.
Oh, Mary, Mary.
Anyway, fuck, these dabs are murdering me today.
They're good though, that's why. That was a high-grade extra.
It's a joke. Okay, right? So your preferred method of consumption, let's go back the opposite way. Joints, dabs, bongs.
Yourself?
If you're at home reaching for the first thing you do, wake up in the morning, bong.
Yeah.
The joints.
My man, I like your style. Yes, these guys, when they landed, they're like, so you know where we can get like an inexpensive sort of bong shop? It was late, cannabis culture was closed. I'm like, well, you know, I got the loaner kit, so they're going to be many a bong token there, I think.
Thank you very much.
Very excited about that. Thank you.
No worries, it's all good.
That's awesome. So then how much do you smoke?
Well, when I'm like in a good company and it's offered, I enjoy smoking it.
Yeah, as much as
So, but I like to smoke it. When I have it, well, at least before sleeping. So that's
Sure.
Yep.
You get every day, all day, or once in a while, or Brooke, what's your sort of consumption, sort of?
Pretty much all day, every day.
Same.
My guys, I like it. I knew I liked you guys the first time I met you. And then so you look back and you think of all the different strains you've seen and all the different weed that you come across, and man, there's this one that stands out as the absolute most memorable one, and boy, I wish I could smoke it again. So we call it the one that got away. But what's your most memorable bag or experience, or what's the best fucking weed you ever smoked?
The one that got away would be Lemon Squeezy out in London, Ontario. This strain, the guy who was growing it wouldn't release the genetics, wouldn't tell anyone what it was. It was his proprietary thing, and just I moved away from London, so I can't access that anymore. So that's the one that got away. Favorite strain.
For me, Sour Diesel. Just I moved into my first place in university and asked where I could get weed, and the guy next door was a dealer, and it was
Good to be.
Sour Diesel was like, hello, good weed.
Oh, so that's what it looks like. Now it makes sense. Yeah. Mislav?
Well, so far what I tried here when I'm in Vancouver and the area, Master Kush, before sleep it gave me before sleep,
Oh yeah, man, Master
so
Kush.
I didn't find any weed any indica that puts me in that mood, so Master Kush.
You're gonna have to bring some seeds or find a way to bring some home with you because you're gonna
Try
be
and mail
missing it.
Well, we're gonna find out.
Right, figure something out.
Right.
Well, I appreciate you guys sharing, man. I mean, that's...
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Right, I got another bag to share here from Relief. We've got in the bud cam right now is the Super Platinum Skunk by Higher Q Genetics, a predominantly indica variety. Super Skunk tastes its robust flowers. Oh, this one looks nice. From its parent strain, Skunk number 1. And by backcrossing legendary skunk with Afghan genetics, Sensi Seeds created a strain with dense, thick buds that are known to be extremely pungent and surprisingly sweet taste. This strain produces a bold, relaxing effect over the body and is a great answer for increased stress and body pains. So more all the heavy weeds, man. I love it. It's great. Yep. Also, the Pink Kush from 710 Extractions is what they also sent through, so we could serve that up. Jenny got that going there. That's the one.
This is the one? Mm-hmm. Oh, shit.
So you mentioned about podcasts. I'm going to put this in here. This looks good, and I'm going to get you rolling. Talking about doing one.
Oh, I can smell it.
Yeah, here, take that too.
Stickers.
Oh, I like stickers. Yeah, stickers. Todd, water bottle. Let's have it right now.
No,
stickers.
There's a Buddha sticker that has to go in your water bottle.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else.
Running out of space on that thing. Anyway.
Spot right there. Monopoly spot right there.
We've talked a lot about marijuana and media with our guests today, from obviously radio show and a news magazine website kind of whatever you want, however you want to exactly define it. It's all about the same. You guys killing it, and we've also got my homeboy from DJ Buddah Blaze from the Oil and Flowers podcast, who also did an interview with, and we tried to get him last week, and I'm going to see if we can get him this week. Let's see if he jumps on and answers today. Because obviously he'll have a perspective as well too, being a member of, Try one more time.
Are you there?
Hello.
Buddah.
We can hear him.
We can hear you.
I feel like I should...
Video. Let's push video and see what happens.
Push it.
Push it. Go.
Push the red button.
I see you.
We can hear you. Oh, and I can hear myself in the background too, but you can't see me.
I see you.
Oh, okay.
You don't see me. Why is that?
I don't use your camera on. There's probably a button on the bottom.
There it is. Give permission to Skype.
Yes.
This is how often I use it. What's going on?
Chilling, man. Oh, just hoping to see your lovely smiling face here in a minute.
Yeah. Well, I figured we talk for a second while I give.
It's all good.
Skype
We'll give it
access.
We're doing a couple of dabs over here. We're smoking some joints. I'm rolling a little bit of the Super Platinum Skunk, and of course, we tried to catch you when you were out on tour. But I want to say, any life going? No? Internet connection problem? Do you want to hang out and try to call me back? Did I lose you? Buddah?
Internet.
Oh, he may have had to like sign out to agree to
Ignore
the terms.
that. End that one there. All right, brother, try that one more time. You call me back. I'm going to try and call you one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the handsome devil himself, all the way from the Oil and Flowers podcast in somewhere probably near Montreal-ish or something.
Somewhere.
But I couldn't be ever too sure. That's where the last podcast came from anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only DJ Buddah Blaze. What's going on, brother?
How are you?
Good, man. Yourself?
I'm great. I'm home for a week. Just got off a tour. Just rolled up some blush, actually. I don't have the butt cam, but got some Gastown blush going on.
Shouts to Gastown. If it's coming from there, it ain't that bad. The products are always there, yes, generally quite fine, and you know a thing or two about a good bag of weed. Mentioning, of course, you just came off tour, so let's just quickly address that for a second then. Congratulations to you and the rest of the group on the big Juno win and the NNVA win. Of course,
it's pretty crazy.
That was awesome. Congratulations.
For those who didn't hear...
Hey, Jen!
Hi.
Say hello.
For those who don't remember, of course, Buddah is tour manager for a Tribe Called Red, if I'm correct on that position. Yes. So, yes, you guys had it's been a hell of a couple of years, man, but that's a nice couple wins to add to the trophy. No joke. So congratulations to you guys as a group, man.
It's funny, I was talking to one of my friends this week when I got back, and he was like, I feel like you've been on tour for the last 3 years. I'm like, yeah, it's more like 4.5.
I was just gonna say, I think it has been.
It's been a lot longer than that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like the 5-year overnight success story. You know, no big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for noticing.
It's always overnight when it takes a decade.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's get to it, man. Thanks for having me on the episode 11 of the Oil and Flowers podcast that came out the last weekend. And sorry we couldn't connect with you last week. I know you guys were on tour in an amphitheater.
I was literally, driving back, and just wouldn't have been the best fucking situation to try to do any kind of interview. You know what I mean? So,
that's all good. We got you here now, man. And of course, now the interview is out. It was awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for letting me be a part of it, man. It's always fun.
Yeah, man, we just did another episode this past week. We're going to have that up probably. I don't know, because we were still touring so much, it really had to go from twice a month to, we almost did like a 2-month hiatus there, just because Damien has a new show with Vice where he's doing, traveling around the world, talking about wrestling and just interviewing people about wrestling. He was just in northern Quebec in a Aboriginal community, native community like Cree, where they have a whole wrestling federation. So we've all been busy.
That's awesome.
It's pretty crazy. He's actually going to Japan soon as well.
For really?
6 days for the big, there's like a big event there every year that they have. So we kind of put things a bit, I kind of started things a little bit while that was happening. The last one came out around 420 when I was out there with you guys.
Yep.
And so we have another one, and we're going to do another one after that. So we'll have a couple in the kiln, you know what I'm saying? The next interview will be with Mr. Cookie.
My man Cookie. What's going on, dude?
I got to talk to him a little bit about the whole MJ pain cream stuff and how he got into things,
Right. Shouts to Cookie for helping us out with the rake one day. He was awesome ambassador for us, too. Good guy.
And I'm actually going to be out there on Sunday. Sunday to Wednesday, I'll be in Vancouver. Right before our Cali tour. San Fran, LA, Reno, Denver.
Nice.
And then I believe we're playing. No, that's in September. Sorry, September we'll be out there in Victoria and Vancouver. But
yes, you will
we'll be out there, and then we play Caslo and the BAM Center. So I want to head out to Vancouver, hang out a bit, maybe try to get some more interviews while I'm out there. I'm going to be on Carly and BC Bud Girl show on Monday as well. So.
Oh, that's news. Well, that's awesome, man. That's cool. Good to see you back out here. Of course, if you need anything, if you want to just come get high, do some dabs at the place, man, I got you.
We talked about it. I'm going to go deep into Dabatarium.
right? We can get into that dablarium all day, man. So, I mean, we've been talking about marijuana and media a little bit here on the show. And of course, you've been on the radio for a long time. You did hip-hop radio show for 20 million years. But now, of course, you're
last night.
Right? And now you're doing podcasts, but it's cannabis instead of hip-hop. And I mean, what do you think the biggest difference, or how do you find the difference between covering the cannabis industry versus music industry and radio versus podcast, like the different dynamics?
Well, the biggest thing, obviously, radio to podcast is you're sitting down having a full-form conversation where you can actually go deep, ask questions. You know, even before, I'm still doing hip-hop radio, but before my actual day job, I did daytime radio. So you get like a 90-second, you get 30 seconds, you get 45 seconds. You learn where a minute is a long fucking time, you know what I mean? And you just sort of, it's a lot more short, concise. I remember one time I did an interview with these guys, actually it was with Swollen Members.
Oh, what's up?
And I was like, okay guys, here we go. So this interview is gonna be 7 minutes long. This is for the commercial, daytime radio, keep everything concise, precise, whatever. I go, okay, we did that one. I'm like, okay, now this next one, we're gonna talk for like 15, 20 minutes. You guys, you can expand on your answers. We can have an actual conversation. This is for like college show where we're gonna play the whole interview,
Right.
So you go podcast, and it's even more so that, because it's just you and the person talking.
Right.
And what I really enjoy about it is, from afar, the last few, I feel like I've become more involved in the cannabis community in the last couple of years now, from me touring the tribe and just getting involved with people, meeting people and starting this podcast as well. But just to be able to sit down and talk to people and get a more of a human perspective of things, in the world of social media personifications, it's nice to sit down and hear someone's voice and talk. I almost feel like we're in an age where it's like going back to the 60s, 70s, and 80s, where the only thing you knew about that person is what you were given, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't really get to hear or see what the real them is, whether that's like some sound bite or some catchphrase or some video, So that's what I really enjoy in comparison. And as far as music and weed, well, I don't know. I mean, some weed people think they're superstars. I mean,
Pot superstars?
Something like that.
That's cool, man. Well, you guys are on your way to kind of superstardom as a whole, man, collective, and y'all deserve it.
No, that shit ain't real, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun though, dude. Opens up a lot of doors, and like you said, because of just those few oddball connections and meeting a couple of people, here you are. No disrespect to anything, but chances are you probably wouldn't have been connected through the Pot TV, through BC Bug Gal and the this and the that and all the key connections that you met trickle down the filter. You probably wouldn't be doing.
I think it was a definite combination of me being a hash snob and meeting all the right people.
It's true.
While in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then smoking down hard with a lot of the biggest heads in Van, and them seeing that me and the crew I hang easily, So that also for sure had something to do with it.
Yeah, man, for sure. No, Buddah. Everybody who's first met Buddha's been like, oh, this guy's fucking dope. Oh, and he can smoke weed. Okay, cool. And then you find out afterwards, you're like, oh, and then you're on tour and you're traveling around here, and that makes sense why you meet all these people and you get these cool experiences. I get it. But yeah, man, it's neat to open the door to be able to get that. It's like Queese Hamilton talked about coming in with a piece of really heady glass and just setting it down somewhere. And it's kind of like your invitation in the door into the room to, even if you don't have weed, you pull something out that's nice, people are going to go, oh, this guy knows his shit. Okay. Well, do you want to smoke? Can I smoke on that? Can we do it together? It's like, foot in the door always helps, right? Bridging the community. Well, so what's next for you after Cookie and going forward with the show and
I mean, right now the main thing is trying to get our own channel, which has been a real fucking pain in the ass for some reason. Because Damien has all his shows through a whole other sort of company and a whole other deal. First off, trying to get them to add it as its own channel was just a pain in the ass.
Right.
And then going on tour, just no time. Doing some research and kind of coming up with a lot of dead ends, because it's a lot more signing up as a music organization that gives you the opportunity to put out podcasts. But I just recently found out another company that's like a WordPress sort of hosting site that'll put on your stuff onto Spotify and iTunes and that. So
nice.
Oh, word, man.
That's pretty much a thing. I mean, we get a lot of plays. We get over 50,000 plays, on Damien's channel,
right,
you know, per month or whatever. But I'd still like to go out on our own and simultaneously have them both going and try to build, you know, build our fan base. The other thing with that is with the YouTube, just trying to build our YouTube up more. And, you know, I think all but our last one, like yours isn't up yet, but all of the podcasts are up on our YouTube.
Yeah.
But we don't have enough subs yet to be able to change our ULR to, you know, / Oil and Flowers podcast.
Right.
Just, it's hard to try to build it while working and traveling. As you know, I just try to document when I'm on tour as much cannabis stuff as I can, and I put that on the on our social media as far as the Instagram and that, you know. So
yeah.
Well, man, you're
just trying to build.
You're killing it, man. I do appreciate all you're putting in there, and yeah, I think either at least 9 or 10 episodes are up there. It's definitely worth checking out on YouTube. Of course, you got Turned Out a Punk on Instagram, on iTunes is
everything basically.
Yeah, is really the place to find it as well too. There at the moment, it's like right near the top of the list on iTunes for his.
And then
stuff,
of course social medias. You can follow Damien, of course, Damien Abraham on Left for Damien. Our page is Oil and Flowers Podcast, and mine is Brother Falling Tree. If you want to check me out on the Instagram.
If you want to check the man out on the Instagram, go ahead and make sure you support Oil and Flower Podcast on the Instagram as well too, my man, DJ Buddah Blaze. I'm looking forward to you being back in town, man. Any plugs, shout-outs, other things we need to know, touch on?
No, just shout out to everybody out there, you know. Shout out to my Gastown people. Shout out to, you know, Gemini Organic. Shout out to my man D, 420K, you know, BC Bud Gal. There's so many people, man. I can't wait to see while I'm out there.
Right, well.
And, in the short time that I'm there, so.
Well, I know you're going to make the most of it. You'll probably be here in the lounge quite a bit. Of course, the Dablarium is open for you if you need it. We got you. And yeah, by all means, I mean, I know you're going to want to be interviewing more people and trying to get more content all the time.
Exactly. So anybody out there, if you think you should be interviewing someone while we're in town, I'm definitely trying to get some glass blowers. I tried to get some last time, but, you know, shit just doesn't always work out. But yeah, definitely, hopefully we get some glass blowers in there and maybe a few growers or extractors as well.
Well, call outs to everybody, some growers, extractors, glass makers. If you know somebody how to put it in touch with it, get him a man here, Oil and Flower Podcast or Brother Fallen Tree on the Instagrams. Of course, you've got me, you can get at me, and I'll put you guys in touch as well, too. Let's see if we can't get him to do a few more interviews, because it was great. It was a lot of fun, man. I had a good time doing that. And, and that looks delicious. I'm going to do a big
bong rip before I go. For my man Darren.
Bong rip. Yes, please. What up? Do one for D420K by all means. Jenny, serve up something.
And big up to you for getting featured on the cannabis cartoons now. And, you know, as I was talking to you off air, trying to get more involved with the Southern California podcast scene, it's great to see the whole, like, West Coast, you know, sort of bonding together and really wanting to do stuff together and being open, not trying to just, I'm here and we're the best and we're doing it out here and that's it, you know. Yeah. It's great to see actual community in the community, which isn't always the case.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the kind words, and I'm just trying to do what I can do, man. I got love for the plant. Like I said, me and Mary have been dating 28 years, man, and that supersedes everything else. All the rest of this is just so I can keep her happy is really what it comes down to, you know.
Yeah, it's 22 years this year. I was thinking about it after you said that.
Man, we've been doing it
happy
for a minute
wife,
now.
happy life is what they say.
Right, exactly. One more again, man. Kek and Buddah Blaze. When will episode 12 be out, man? When can they tune in and listen to that, you think?
I mean, I'm debating whether we're going to do a 2-week or a 1-month sparse because of what's going on. I know 2 weeks is nice, but if we can't keep up regularly, I feel like what's the point in starting and stopping, you know? So
it's true.
It might be next month. Well, you'll just have to stay tuned. But like I said, the next one has been recorded, and we're doing number 13. And I hope to get a few interviews for that coming up this week.
Awesome. I mean, if you coordinate and let me know, maybe I can get Cookie to come be on the show or something like that. And maybe we can actually do like a kind of a cool crossover episode depending on the time it is. I don't know, just thinking out loud. But
think out loud.
Right, Buddah, that's awesome. Well, look forward to seeing you, man. You know how to get a hold of me. Get at me when you get back in town. I'll get you on with the dab. We're going to get on the show. One more again, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Buddah Blaze.
Bye.
Here's Thank you.
Bye, Jen.
Bye, Buddah.
Man, Good dude.
He's awesome.
I like that guy.
I met him actually at Karma Cup last year for the first time.
Yeah?
He's sick.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know who else is a pretty good dude?
Our good friend Tim.
Our good friend Tim. See how our timing went with it this week. Hey, look at that. Nope, this one.
Nope.
There it is.
Tim.
Click. There it is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what do you know? It's the shirtless wonder himself, all the way from hot-ass Florida, all the way up here to Vancouver. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Saltwater Cowboy himself, Tim McBride. What's up, buddy?
What's up, my guys? Hey, there you go. That's what I like to see.
Right? Well, you
This is what I like to
original
see.
Copy, advanced copy right here, but got the hardcovers, bro.
Yeah, man.
Signed and shit.
Signed hardcover copies,
Signed
man.
hardcover copy.
No, mine's cooler.
Mine's awesome.
No, mine's way better.
No.
Okay. So, make sure you guys get one, of course. Dude, good to see you, brother. I like the flag in the background.
Was the coolest. No, wait, that was the coolest.
Right?
And I was thinking, I love the cannabis flag in the background.
Yeah,
You're looking very Canadian today, Tim.
Give me a how's
like
it going,
it.
eh?
Yeah, you know what? That's from our buddy Ray.
Oh, that's right.
That to me,
That's right
man.
from
That
the
was
chat
very
you got
cool.
last week.
Yeah, Ray Marshall's in the chat right now. He's seeing that. That's super cool, bro. Oh, you're a little bit choppy as well, too. What's with your bandwidth, bro? Are you using up a lot of juice today or
There
something?
you go. Hold on.
All right.
There. How we go? How we do? Here we go.
Nope.
Spinning.
Waiting.
Wait,
waiting.
loading. Jeez.
There.
Yeah, oh, back again. You're a little bit grainy, but whatever. Better than not having you.
All right.
You got a smiling face. Actually, you frozen.
You can hear me all right?
Hang on, one more time. And refresh. And refresh. And
Refresh.
all we can is just see your smiling face. So you're frozen. Do you want to try and turn it off and start it once again, or? Oh, there you go.
There you go. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, let me come back.
No, wait.
Stop.
We got you.
Got me?
Go.
We got you.
We're good.
Don't go away.
I'll go.
That's right.
We're good. Okay.
Timmy, welcome back to the show.
Are we good now?
Yes. We're good.
Glad to be back, man. Had a great day today. Very cool. Spent some time here at the house with some very excellent people from Vice. Took a ride through the Everglades, man. Took some backcountry tours and shit. Some old haunts we used to run the weed up through and shit, and had a great time. And got back in time to check it all out.
Man, I appreciate that.
Bringing back some old memories.
So familiar.
Oh yeah, no shit, it does. Every time I go down there, man, my blood gets boiling and shit. I was with my buddy Tommy today, and we're just rapping about shit from, and just get my blood going, man. Very cool.
Bro, that's very cool. I also, am I tripping out there because it's late? Is that a funny shadow or something? Is there a lot of light on you today, bro? You look a little different.
Yeah, there's a little bit of light on me. I got you guys, aiming your shit at me on camera, and I got my very cool friends from Vice over here. They're aiming some shit at me.
Oh, well,
so
that's pretty cool.
Expert Joints is getting a preview on Viceland, dude.
Well, thanks, Viceland. Appreciate it. Y'all can holler at me if you want to. We can talk cross collabos, but I appreciate you being good to my friend over there. Timmy's a good dude.
I can't promise you're gonna make the cut, but
You don't roll any canagars.
Yeah, trust me, I'm not that special. I'd be all over the cutting room floor in about 5 seconds, really, if I was going through it.
Look, wait, here comes my buddy Matt.
Oh.
We're gonna make it right, man.
Hey, there we go. Little pop.
There we go.
What's up, brother? Nice.
The expert.
Nice.
Miss Jen.
Very nice.
Laudonio. She's the coolest.
Pleased to meet you guys, man. Take care of my boy. He's you're gonna have a hard time making him look good, though. I don't know what you're gonna do if you got the right filter for that or not.
Oh man, I'm just too fucking pretty.
All right, brother. Well, we've been talking about marijuana media, and you've got the media at your house. So, I mean, you've obviously got a hell of a lot of stories in the media. We've seen the articles and newspaper shit along the way, and even in the book. But tell us your take on it, Timmy. Tell us the tale, son.
There's a little bit of I give a little bit of it in the book, with the media and the pictures and stuff, but I've got a full-fledged, full-on friendship with the man responsible for trying to put me away in prison for life. But
of course, your buddy
let's
John.
start back a little bit earlier. What's that?
Your buddy John, we've heard about.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my friends here met John earlier, putting a little spin on everything together. But speaking of media, though, this stuff started back in the '80s. Like I said, I've been alluding to on this show for the past year or so. Back in 1984, and it made the centerfold article in what was at that time one of the biggest magazines in North America, Life magazine. This was in 1984, the year the second Indiana Jones came out, and they saw fit to come to town. When they came to town, there were more reporters in town than there were people to be arrested, dude. It was like Keystone Cops every fucking place. So they got this centerfold article about trouble in Everglades City.
Uh-oh, dun, dun, dun.
18 fucking pages they come up with.
Holy cow.
But under the subtitle, they write, a South Florida town is tarred with drug smuggling, and many of its 600 residents say, so what?
Because they were all on the fucking payroll, that's why.
Yeah.
That's right. So that was 83, 84. They came along and tried to flex their muscles, tried their shit, got rid of first and second generation. That made big media fucking shit all over North America.
Of course.
Then they show up in 1988. Again, 250 plus federal agents from around the country. And y'all seen this one. This one's in the book.
Yep.
They come after me and my boys.
Jen's got it right there.
I got it right here. I just was looking at it.
There it is.
Yeah.
For allowing 150 fucking tons.
Which we heard was 1 week's worth of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the media continues. So they're pretty proud of themselves, patting them on themselves. But here's my boy, John. Where'd he go?
There he is. What's up, John? I still want to get him on the show one of these days.
Oh, here he is, right here.
There you go.
Right there. Yeah. You know what? I run that by him. He says, "You know what? That's cool, man. I'm down. I'm up for anything, man." Sweet.
That's awesome.
My first law enforcement on the show.
I was
should
going to
go
get
down
these guys
very
over to
busy.
his house today and do an interview and shit, and just hang out and do that shit with him, then just maybe just grab the computer and shit, and check you out while I was there. But I figured I'd be stretching out a little bit.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, man. Bro, I appreciate that.
When I break out the steamroller, I don't think John appreciated it if I broke this out in his living room.
Well, there's probably some truth to that.
Yeah.
He might snatch it out of my hand and take a drag off of it.
You're like, Timmy, I've been waiting 30 years to do this with you, buddy.
I've been waiting for this opportunity. Yeah.
I was just chasing you because I heard you had the good shit.
Yep. It's about time.
So I meet the guy to go through all this shit. He's on the front page with me when I meet him and shit, so. A few years later, one of the biggest magazines in Florida picks me up. Saltwater Cowboy. Check out this dude, man.
Nice fucking hat, bro.
Yeah, I like that shit.
Not especially. I grew up in Alberta. Trust me, I've seen plenty of those, man. Yeehaw, cowboy!
This is what started the whole shit. My guys up in New York, they find this article and they come down, they're reading the shit. They can't believe what the fuck it is they're looking at, so they go into Everglades and they check it out. They get a hold of me. So I said, "Oh, this is kind of cool, man. I'm getting a lot of press with this shit." So I take it upon myself to call the local Naples Daily News and I say, "Look, I'm putting together a smuggling reunion. I'm inviting every pot hauler in South Florida, or everybody that ever hauled a bale of pot in South Florida to come to my reunion, right?"
Brilliant.
Next thing you know, I'm sitting at a bar on a Sunday, bands playing away and shit like this, and I get, all of a sudden, I see in the paper like this. The same goddamn newspaper that ran the original article about me picks up on Outlaw Reunion.
Oh my god, go back to the picture there with the glasses. That was good. I want to see that again.
Those are nice glasses, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, here.
Bro.
Oh yeah. Looking like a hardcore outlaw, Tim.
Dude, I like the hair, man.
Beard, man. You know how long ago that was? Take the beard out.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, you can tell how long it was by how short the beard is.
Look at it now.
It was just a baby.
Just a wee little baby beard.
Just a little nub.
So these guys pick up on the story, and then all of a sudden Naples Daily News goes, "Hey, wait a minute." And they say, "All right, we went in on some of this shit too." So they come across, they show up at the fucking place and they go, "Ex-outlaw overcomes past, finds success."
Yeah, dun, 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 dun.
And there's the success sitting right there in the fucking front of you, man.
Right? There's the book right there. So you've gone sort of... Go ahead.
The media ride through all this shit, through all the years was, even what I created myself was really very cool, you know, and for the most part, they've been pretty good to us, you know.
Well,
I'm happy.
I see that you've gone. I mean, you are a story. As people who cover stories, your story is a story, and then of course you're as an author, you told your story, and now you've got people telling your story for you, and because of it, and now your gig is to tell it, and now you've got people there watching you tell your story to us, and then because they're going to tell the story to. It's crazy how this shit works, right? Oh my god, I'm losing my mind right now. Exactly.
I feel like I just took a tour through the Dabble area, man.
Bro, that shit is no joke. There's got to be at least a dozen more things in there since you've been here, minimum, man.
At least, yeah.
So
it's just it's crazy, man, and it's very cool at the same time the way it all works. You know, you do your thing and media picks up on it. You get a little bit here, you get a little bit there, you know. And here I am, 2 years into my publishing of my book, and you know. The momentum and it's just starting to gain momentum on its own right now, which is very cool.
Well,
plus I'm getting a very cool send off and a very cool platform, from you guys up in Canada and Vancouver, and I just fucking love you guys, man.
Well, man, I appreciate it. With your exposure here through the Cannabis Culture and Pod TV Network, and of course Expert Joints in Touch, we touch like 3 million people. Or we have the ability to reach out to. I don't touch nobody, but the ability that we have to make out, and spread some shit around. I mean, look at Jenny. She came out as hey, can you want to try this Canagar one time? And now she's sitting next to me. To have anything to do with your story and what you've done.
I still stick my nose in the little glass tube.
Yeah, I still have the stuff of it sitting at home. It's in my collection box. There'll be another fresh one for you here when you get here.
Oh, nice. Thank you, sweetheart.
Anytime.
We love having you on. I love being able to help share your story and tell the tale, man, because it's fantastic. Yeah. I also love the fact that people can get a copy of the book, of course, the plain old copy of Saltwater Cowboy, The Rise and Fall of a Marijuana Empire on Amazon, from Barnes & Noble, Chapters Indigo. You can download it on audible.com. Or from Expert Joints, even better.
Yes.
You can
get the only place in North America where you can get a signed copy.
Probably in the world that you can likely get a copy of these. You can get your own.
Right, dude, in the world.
First edition, signed first editions from Tim McBride, the absolute man, the myth, the legend. Before the TV shows, before it was on Viceland, before it would be the movies, before it was anybody. He was on Expert Joints Live because I knew how dope you were from the second I heard about you and saw you. The book is fantastic, y'all. Please go read it. And of course, support our man, Potholler Tim on Twitter, Original Saltwater Cowboy on Instagram. In 2 weeks, we'll see you again, my friend. The man, the myth, the legend, ladies and gentlemen, Tim McBride.
That's me, man. Sending back all the love. You guys, Canada, love you, dude. Look at this.
Yes, man.
Love
it. Cannabis. All right, Vice. Now make sure you don't chop it up and make him look bad, man. Let's put some shine on this guy. And if you guys want to holler at me, please get at me. It's info@expertjoints.com or reach me on social.
Holler at the X, man. Holler at the X and get a signed copy. He's the only one that's got him. So
right?
Peace out, everybody. Love you.
Hit him up for the book. It's awesome.
Thanks, Timmy.
Bye, Tim.
See you soon.
See you.
Yes, we got the only copies there are of those available.
With our names in them, too.
Yeah, well, ours do. But yes, if you want your own, for $40, you can get them for just $40. These signed copies, plus shipping. So it's like, whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. This one here. Aha, this one. Yes, you can get your own signed copy of it. They're dope. It's a great story. Enjoy my life.
It's an amazing story.
Right?
I saw Ming got one, too.
Yeah, Newcomb's got his on his way. Shit. Well, Dragon's got one in there. I think Ray Marshall might even have one. Briesse has one. It's a great book. Make sure you check it out. Get it. Support our man, Tim McBride.
Yeah.
And get a copy. info@expertjoints.com if you want a copy. Hit me up. Or direct message or whatever. Let's get info@expertjoints.com. Get a copy for yourself. Get a signed copy. In the meantime, I'm going to roll up some products. Again, the next one from Relief is the oh, okay, cool. I hadn't even got to that one yet. That was awesome. Sweet. The cookies and cream. Nice. So the cookies and cream from...
Guys, I got to say hi one more time, everybody.
Oh, sorry.
No, just to say I need to go, so
okay.
Just to say hi to everybody.
Sorry, man, we just rambled on
big
forever,
hi.
you guys. One more time. Appreciate you being here.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, man.
Mislav from Konoplja and Radiju.
You also, man. You have a few days here, right?
Yeah, we're here for 10 days. This is our second day, and if you ever come out to Toronto, we'd love to show you around.
Sure, I got a car, so.
Nice,
Yeah,
awesome.
man. Doing business over here.
They gave him the card already.
My man, Mislav. So, Konoplja. I got the first word out. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mislav. Appreciate you being here, dude.
Thank you, man.
That way. And just mind the chords. Sorry, we're just running on here. We got to roll this next joint quickly. You guys still good? You guys gonna take off too? You okay for a minute, or someone else to be?
I'm here.
No wedding ceremonies tonight. No rehearsals.
We're chilling.
Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming through. That was awesome. This one is the cookies and cream from Rarest Cannabis. Oh, in the blank cam right now. Just grab the first. Just grab a nug out of here. Bam, bam. Come on, get out. Here, boom. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, pretty. Super pretty. This is from Relief.com. Check them out. Relief.com is the place to be. And this is the Cookies and Cream by Rarest Cannabis. They say frost plus even more frost. Yeah, it's pretty frosty. Finally, both resin monsters collide. Starfighter F2 and the famed cookies clocking in over 26% THC. Phenos range from medium producing ice statuses to wonderful yielding snow-covered monoliths. The aromas put off are the best of both worlds. Reminds me as if you place a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of chocolate chip cookie and then rubbed it in OG.
Interesting.
Interesting. Well, it is brought to us by Relief. They're checking it out here. So I'm gonna roll this one up.
I just washed my hands, so I'm ready for food.
Oh, food. Oh, food. Okay. Food. Jenny, got the food in the place to be. What did you bring me? Salad? You don't win friends with salad. You don't win friends with salad.
Woo!
Delicious. We've got greens, and you've got some green dressing.
I do.
I'm going to guess the green dressing is the recipe to the
food for today. Is it?
Food for today. Oh, this looks like salad with some dressings.
Yeah, I just remembered I didn't name it. Anyway, so this is the avocado medicated cannabis dressing. Sure, you know.
Avocado dressing.
Sure.
There you go.
You know, pretty simple. You want to throw the
hang on, let me move the things around here. Okay, ready? God, Jesus, Jenny.
I'm hungry.
I know, me too. Nothing like some lettuce to fill you up. All right, so get some ingredients. What's in it?
Hold up, I'm going to kick you in the ass.
Right.
Followed by that, we have an avocado, a lime, some cilantro, white wine vinegar, kosher salt, black ground pepper, and then your medicated olive oil. So then you're going to throw it all into the blender, you know, take I was about to say the cork. Take the cork out of the avocado.
The cork out of the cava. Decork the cotto.
There you go. Decork the cotto. Take your lemon juice. Oh, chop up your cilantro. Then your lemon juice. I use the strainer again. That's definitely something I suggest for making everything easy. And then your white wine vinegar, and then your medicated olive oil. 3 tablespoons of medicated olive oil for that one is what I put in. And then you mix it up into the blender. Salt and pepper. And voila.
Green gooey goodness.
Green gooey goodness.
And pour it on your salad.
Something super simple this week.
And for the recipe.
I
think it's right here.
Oh,
there it is.
There we go.
Hey.
1 ripe avocado.
All right. Oh, look at that here. So, 1 ripe avocado, 1 1/2 clove garlic peel, 1/4 cup roughly chopped cilantro, juice of 1 lemon or lime, 1/4 cup white vinegar, 3 tablespoons olive oil, Smiling Buddha, of course, olive oil in this particular case. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, water. Place all the ingredients in a food processor blender. Process until smooth. Stop to scrape down sides a few times. Thin the salad dressing out with about a third cup of water if necessary, as desired to desired consistency. Keep an airtight container 1 to 2 weeks. That's the recipe.
Super simple. I feel like carrying something heavy over here today. This was easy, and I got a lunchbox too, so it's awesome.
Lunchbox. You guys like salad and avocado dressings? Yeah, good.
Nobody's allergic to anything in the recipe?
No.
We're all good?
Good answer.
Okay.
Don't have any allergies.
Eat some greens with some greens.
I don't know how much dressing's on the
Andrew, you hungry?
No, I just
Good.
used a spoon in case Jane.
Oh, he has spoon.
You're so good.
See, he's so thoughtful.
He's so
Sorry,
good.
ladies, he's taken though.
He is.
He's handsome and shit and everything, but his wife's probably watching. Like, I know he's wrong.
She's a hunter, man. She'll
She'll
get you.
shoot you where you stand. Don't fuck around. Put a tag on you too, right on your ear, and like tie it to the hood of her car. It's just the way they do it.
You lived in Alberta for too long.
Way too many years. Right, so
Thank
sounds
you.
good. Delicious and tasty.
Thank you.
Thank you. Andrew. One for the behind the scenes crew here. If there's enough
to
plates
your
or
left.
enough lettuce.
To your left, to your left,
That's all the plates?
to your left. The bowls
No,
are in
no.
the bag behind.
There's a paper. Jesus. Didn't we go over this in rehearsal?
We did. It's okay. It's one of those days today.
No. Andrew, I was just singing your praises and he got too big for himself. Went and fucked it all up, Andrew. You had him for a minute.
Don't. You're so ungrateful. Jeez.
This is really
Such
good.
a terrible person.
I know. No one ever said I was a nice guy.
It's really tasty.
I'm glad you guys like it. Jenny worked hard for this. Did you grow the lettuce yourself?
Yeah.
Perfect.
From the
Island?
the
Island lettuce.
Yeah, island lettuce.
Nice.
Right from the local island.
Right from the local island backyard.
Us island folk, you know, we grow our own vegetables and such.
Right from the marketplace.
Anyways,
Moving forward.
so super light, super simple,
Super easy.
healthy. You know, there's not much bad stuff in there.
Is it pretty? Do you make it pretty strong? I guess 1/3 of a cup.
No, I mean it's not too relatively like compared to us.
We're gonna make it to the end of the show. We're gonna fall down.
We're doing good so far. I think
Now we
we'll
got
be
too
okay.
many. Oh well. Oh, Caleb, perfect. There we go. Caleb, I'm going to the house.
Anyways.
What's going on? Right, so you do that. I'm gonna try this in a second. See how this tastes. Get everybody one.
Here goes the critical opinion.
Uh-oh. The critical. Me? Critical of food?
Oh no.
Hasn't happened one time.
Or balloons or anything.
Or anything. I have never been critical about a thing ever. Service or selection or taxi cabs or anything.
Just a grump.
Ramen restaurants. You fucking cocksucker. Fuck you. Your shit ain't even that good. The old location was better. So was the food and so was the service. Sticks. Hey, but the salad is good.
Don't apologize. Seriously.
Let us tell
I
you.
know I'm taking this with me.
This thing. It's good.
It's okay.
It tastes fresh, lady. Yeah, it has a little bit of a vinegary sort of taste. You can taste the olives. It's nice and sort of a creamy texture. Very delicious.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of the tastier little simple things that's ever been done on the show.
Yeah.
Super light.
simple.
Super nice. Okay. That's cool by me. On the show?
On with the show.
Right.
Should put a bib on or something.
Should have put a bib on. You're already wearing it.
Yeah, I just yeah.
Crotch lettuce.
Oh,
Perfect.
one of those days.
One of those days. Luckily, you probably got about 4 changes of clothes going you.
I actually do. I got a bigger backpack now, so
That's at least the 4th shirt I've seen you wear today.
It is.
Minimum.
Actually, thanks for noticing.
You should not. You guys do not believe she changes her clothes like every half an hour when she's not. Just this shirt on and this one on. It's not like she put like one on because she gets often cold. She goes from like a different T-shirt to a different T-shirt.
I'm nasty.
She's sloppy.
And dress
Just
me up
fuck
to
it.
take me anywhere.
Take her back to apologize. New Hampshire decriminalizes. Where's the button here? Yeah, New Hampshire. The culmination of activists working in Concord for a decade today saw. When was this? Still takes 60 days. Oh, on July 18th. So 2 days ago. On Tuesday, saw New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu make good on a campaign trail promise to sign a decriminalization bill to grant it state law. The bill, HB 640, will take effect in 60 days and make New Hampshire the 22nd state in the nation to decriminalize marijuana. The state will also become the last of the New England states to eliminate the possibility of jail for a simple marijuana possession. So, yay. One more place you can't get arrested for weed. That's good.
Everywhere but Canada still.
Oh, what do you know? We're so progressive.
We are really progressive.
We're so leading the industry.
And it's funny because the Americans, you know, they're... Anyways.
Massachusetts, also another little bit of a step. In Massachusetts, you can't fire cannabis patients just for using cannabis. Massachusetts High Court rules, so that's kind of cool.
That's, yeah.
So what appears to be the first of its kind ruling, the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court on Monday said that employees can't be fired simply for using medicinal cannabis. Such terminations, the court said, violates state anti-discrimination rules. The opinion came back as a shock to many, as every other state to consider the issue has decided that employees may indeed fire workers who test positive for cannabis, even if those employees are abiding by state law. In Colorado, it can happen, but...
How did that shock people that, like... Really?
Well, I mean, for, you know, judges in courts to say no is what they normally say, but...
in the States they do, like, test testing for all that kind of stuff, and...
Storts concluded that essentially boiled down to whether allowing the cannabis use constituted a reasonable combination of medical condition, and an employer's use of medical marijuana under the circumstances is not facially unreasonable, and a combination of a handicap shouldn't be coherently out of bounds for employees with debilitating conditions, despite the fact that it does not necessarily the employer does not mean that the employee will prevail in proving handicap discrimination. The question is whether accommodating employees' medical cannabis would create undue hardship. So, there you go. Massachusetts, doing it. Now, it's funny, because they're trying to move forward, and we're trying to move backwards.
Yep,
we're so moving forwards. Okay, well, the premiers have said that time is running out to address road safety, taxation, and black markets as the federal prudential showdown looms over the legal pot deadline. Potential showdown is leading over the federal government's target date to legalize pot, which is January 1st next year. Premiers announced today that they will ask the federal government to postpone its plans to legalize marijuana if issues related to road safety, taxation, training for distributors, and public education aren't addressed. They called the timeline unrealistic. Premiers around the table agreed that federal government should not engage adequately on these issues. And we feel more time to implement the federal government's decision. Was chaired by Alberta's Premier Rachel Notley. So they have concerns about supply and demand, black market, and then just minutes after they released their document, Justin Trudeau said that he's going to stick to his timeline. Which, okay.
So please do. You know. So the timeline he's given us now.
So that's them pushing back. Whereas how the mayors, now the people who are actually going to have to implement some of this stuff, Mayor John Tory in Toronto, Mayor, speaking of your friend over there, good buddy JT.
Not our friend.
Not our, fuck that guy.
No, we're friends off.
In a letter to the Premier, Kathleen Wynne, Mayor says legalization will be costly for cities, so he's calling for marijuana tax to help the city handle increased costs.
Okay.
So does that mean you want to legalize dispensaries and then tax them? Or does that mean you're going to tax the LP dispensaries that you're going to eventually allow in? Or does that mean that you want to just tax weed sales in and around Toronto or Ontario, and just some of that money goes to Toronto? Because Mayor John Tory says marijuana legalization will create new expenses for the city, and he wants the province to consider a potential special levy on pot sales to help Toronto pay. Tory wrote a ballsy-ass letter to Prime Minister Kathleen Wynne this week, said that we've been spending all this money arresting pot shops that we shouldn't have, so we don't have any more money, so we need some more money. Oh, sorry, that's not what the letter said. That's what it should have said. Says
we get like $7 billion a year.
Fuck.
Like, the frick are you doing with $7 billion a year?
So it says that while he supports legalization, calling it a sound and sensible public policy in 2017, he still hasn't, now he's okay with it, as long as it's their friends. He still has a number of concerns that the two governments have to address together. The federal government plans to legalize that, of course. And the first is that whatever decisions are made, I have no doubt the result will be increased costs for the city of Toronto. He didn't say how much potential levy to offset the cost should be. However, he did note that some U.S. cities have requested the same. They've sought an ability to collect alcohol tax to pay for bigger ticket items in transit, but have been denied before. So they say it's right to consume it, but he wants to the province, I mean, They see it's a piece.
So as long as everybody's getting paid and nobody gets
yeah, then they'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
So
basically,
I think that's bullshit. But who are you gonna tax and how are you gonna do that? Patients from the LPs that are you gonna run up their costs?
No, they're gonna tax the recreational market.
How? You gonna run around and take $5 off the dude selling in the corner?
You know.
Or what are you gonna then? Are you gonna license a dispensary so that you can tax them, kind of like they've done here in Vancouver?
Who knows? We'll have to wait.
They're probably gonna wait for their LP buddies to get in and then say, okay, now that you're here, now we got you by the balls. Now we're gonna tax the fuck out of you too. It's probably what it sounds like to me. But anyway, that's kind of whack.
My main question is why do they think that they'll need more money with legalization? Like,
because all these stoners are such terrible people.
Because they have to enforce the difference between weed. You can't tell the difference between.
But don't you know if you smoke a joint, you're gonna like fall over and like overdose? Like I mean,
you can't possibly do anything.
The police have far more like problems to worry about.
Far less important things to worry about than cannabis.
And I mean,
anyways.
maybe to help combat the other bullshit they have going on.
Yeah, and like that's the same thing with the impaired driving laws. Like we have impaired driving laws already. Like if you take 50 Tylenols and drive, you'll get pulled over and get a DUI. We have like impaired driving laws. If you take too much cannabis, you will still get a DUI. Like impairing all these new things in like the unjust things of like if you smell cannabis or if you have a speech impediment, like. When you're dealing with an officer, a lot of people get nervous, like red eyes. Like it's such vague things. Like it's quite ridiculous
intoxication too. Everybody's different. I mean, like what? I mean, if we're all drinking, I'll be drunk before everybody here. But I mean, smoking weed. I mean, I just think I'll be walking out of the room after this.
And I could not smoke weed for a week and still test more than 5 nanograms.
Oh yeah.
But I promise you, and I would like to put this out here, not as like an advocate to drinking, to smoking and driving or anything like that, but I would like to.
In a safe
and a controlled environment, working with the regulatory, the legal frameworks of everything I need to do. We should do a test where they test me and see where my nanogram levels are before, at, during, whatever. And then while I'm conducting the test and after I'm conducting the test, and while I'm doing that, I'm willing to be smoking a joint during the entire test and be just as functional, just as cognitive before. You put me through a sobriety test and I will pass any one of them. But walking down Granville Street, I could pick up more than 5 nanograms if I was in the right spot on a Saturday night waiting in line to go to a fucking club.
Really?
So, you know, I think the absolute fucking ludicrousness of the impossibility of that to force and the challenge of that prove that I'm impaired. Come in here right now and you show me someone else who's going to operate at a high level like this. I got enough things going on here. I am not under the... And I have smoked more weed than they will probably fucking could think you could do.
Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier. It's like, it's enough just like being engaged and like being on the ball, like partaking in it, and then let alone doing all the videos and the Skype calls and like sizing it. Like, I don't know how you manage that.
Because weed isn't bad for you. Plus, I'm also kind of a bit of a freak. Anyway, more police training. That's why they want money. Super freak. More police training will be needed once marijuana is legalized. That's what they need more money for. It says Montreal now. So they spent enough money chasing out CC, but now they want more money so that they can help to control cannabis in Montreal even further. Organized crime won't step back from marijuana market after it's legalized, warned the director of Canadian Association of Police Chiefs at their national conference on Wednesday in Montreal. He said it's imperative to keep measures in place to fight black market criminals. So they're asking for, police chiefs are looking into various impacts of legalization. They say officers will need training to ensure they're fully aware of the provisions of the new law. They're also demanding the financing and equipment necessary to complete their work. Okay, we'll sit them down for a training day and go, okay, so if anybody has weed, don't arrest them unless it's like a pile of weed as big as you are. And other than that, fuck off.
Yeah.
I think that would pretty much just sort that. I think that's the best training, and it's over, and it's done, and it's cheap, right? You can send an email, you can send them a text message, you can put a post-it note in each one of the squad cars.
Oh my god.
Just
post-it notes everywhere.
They're done. You fix the whole thing for like $400.
No, because you gotta get taped to the post-it note sticks.
No, you get the knockoff ones from Costco and shit like that, and there's like literally like 500 in each one. So you get trust me, $400 worth of post-it notes.
Oh my god, I just got the greatest idea.
Don't you dare. Anyway, But the biggest thing is hard to explain. The money will be required for drug recognition experts, officers who are trained to detect drivers under the influence of drugs. The training is expensive and it's conducted in the United States, he says. So vacations down to the States to go talk to some people and go, okay, if he's like asleep, he might have to smoke some weed. But it might be this, and as well too. If you see weed out there, he might have smoked it. But it might be legal and you might go to court and your lawyer might get this beat. So just stop wasting time and stop arresting people. Hey, that'll save everybody money. Hey, fucking dummies. It's all a money grab. That's why it's still legal, and that's why they don't want to give it up. But here, what I can see, Calgary. Calgary says, well, okay, in typical Calgary fashion, we can make it work. Well, it's a tight line. Calgary ready for legalized weed, says Nenshi, the mayor of Calgary, as premiers consider asking for an extension. He says, although Manitoba's premier may not be happy for marijuana, illegal marijuana, but Calgary's mayor said his city is. He says, we'll continue to make sure our bylaws are ready to go. We can make it work, but it's a tight timeline. It comes obviously in counter to the province and territories. He said, I think there's many unaddressed issues that need to be paid attention to for us to hurry into something like this, given the magnitude. He said, but all the pieces will fall together, and those really can't happen too much without the federal laws being in place. He says, but he says that they're ready to react when it comes down to whatever happens at the whim of the federal and provincial governments. So Calgary figures, well, fuck it, we can do it. Sure, we can do it, no problem. Sounds like them.
And then dust up over medical cannabis at the
Calgary and then all of a sudden, and then the next fucking day, the article comes out that down at the Calgary Stampede, they wouldn't let somebody in who had some weed in their purse. A Calgary woman who had a prescription for medical marijuana was recently refused entry to the Calgary Stampede, the so-called greatest show on earth. While carrying the drug, after discussing the issue at length, Stampede organizers relaxed their policy and finally allowed her to bring the marijuana in, but told her not to smoke it. But it raised questions about medical marijuana at large events and facilities and what the Stampede will do next year when recreational use is expected to be legal. People can smoke a cigarette, which will kill them and make them unhealthy, but I can't smoke my medicine, which will make me healthier. So it's really kind of up in the air. He said it's because it's illegal. How's it going to look next year? So she was held up at the gate for like 2 hours. She was embarrassed. She was like, I wasn't planning on consuming it. I was just carrying it. You tell me somebody can't have their prescription in their fucking purse with them or in their bag with them for the day that you either need or you're going to need later.
If you have a prescription for Oxycontins, your name is on that prescription and you're walking around with your container. And if you get pulled over, that's your prescription. So, yeah, you have every right to carry your medical prescription with you and your fucking weed because that is your fucking prescription for that drug.
She even had a prescription with her as well, too. So,
like, really?
So they basically what it comes down to is they'll be one of the first big events because it always goes down like the first weekend in July. So it'll be one of the first big national / global / big events in Calgary that'll happen under the new legalization. So interesting to see. But and then also in some, I don't know about this news. Medicinal and recreational cannabis should be separate, said researchers. Now, I think there should be multiple opportunities for people, but
I don't think you should, like, you know,
limit who gets who and what's what and distinguish between recreational.
What you can and cannot have.
If pharmacies want to sell it, cool, let pharmacies sell it. If people want to go there and back, cool. But you medical patient, you can go in somewhere, fine, but you shouldn't have to have, under a legal regime, you shouldn't have to have a prescription to go in a pharmacy if you want to get some from there too, even as a rec person. A couple of researchers from Halifax are urging the federal government to keep medicinal cannabis and recreational cannabis streams separate once the plant is legalized. They feel that the two so-called streams don't cross over because there's a different type of product. They said patients are potentially looking for a totally different product, and there's no guarantee with a market that's recreational driven that the product will be maintained and sold. Well, we've seen that most of the products that come out of the current licensed producer system are not only inadequate for patients' needs, a lot of them are getting recalled, they're not consistent, they're not available all the time, and they're overpriced. You go to any dispensary that's half its worth, and it's got more selection more products and more items than any.
And a steady consistency too, because you got to keep in mind this industry's always changing. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't necessarily have all the sorts of stuff that we do now. Like, I mean, like
it evolves.
It is.
And being behind it, and they're barely going to get to like being able to do They're barely going to get to the point when they go to flowers to, hey, we can start doing some concentrates. We can start doing some oils. Or we can start doing some edibles. And meanwhile, we're at fucking isolates and distillates and rosins and shit. Like, we're a million miles away before they get to anything else. And you can't put Pandora back in the box. Tell people, well, sorry, you can't have concentrates anymore.
That's what I keep saying. You can't put Pandora back in the box.
You can't, so sorry, you can't have concentrates and extracts now. You got to go back there, patient. You can't do that. All you can
only have is flour. You can only smoke.
You can only have this super low dose edible, and you got to eat 30 of these fucking cookies, which rots your fucking gut, and they're stale.
Then it goes down to, like, you know, are they going to limit?
Sorry.
I was thinking about that back at 420. Like, people have the dab station, the e-nail set out in downtown Toronto. Like, this has been going on for years, just like dabbing in public. If they legalize and say you can't do that, it's like, how can you change that? Like, this is how we celebrate. This is going to be a standard at any cannabis festival. It currently is. Like, how can you put Pandora back in the box?
Anyway, good luck with that, guys. And I don't disagree that there's different types of consumers in the market and different people who want different types of products. You don't need to set them up and keep the two deliberately separate. Have them available in multiple platforms for multiple markets, just like wine stores, where you got your discount fucking places all the way up to your high-end fucking boutique-y places. You know, you've got all your different grocery stores to different sizes and different quality levels, from your neighborhood grocery guide and the cheap discount place to the high-end organics and stuff. And just let the patients choose for themselves, because you know what?
People are going to choose because people have different incomes. Like, there's so many different, like, life factors that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I went to Walmart to buy a teapot, and then went to Thrifty Sue's to do my groceries. Like, just because of, you know, it's just... Don't
tell me that this medicine that I'm enjoying recreationally is not also helping me medically in the way of issues that I have on my own that I use cannabis for throughout the day. Plus, it's also preventative maintenance, so I won't get sick.
And then you can't say THC isn't medically, you know, used either. You have to have both. Like, there's a good...
So don't tell me how and when I can smoke my weed, and realize that it's all the fucking same. It's just weed. Whatever you want to try and designate it as, it's just weed. It was whatever, it was recreational and medical and everything all forever, and it will be and it should be and it is again. Get over your shit. Quit trying to fucking classify this crap. And in updates, moving forward.
Articles
that
this
was
week.
The news. Yes, we had a couple articles from the guys at Canalance. James and Ashley Priest contributed All Aboard and Edible Erudition. Thanks to James and Ashley for the articles. Here, you guys take this.
Sorry.
She's full.
I'm full.
Thanks to James and Ashley for the articles. Support them. Canlancer 710 and MJ Writer on Twitter. Canlance on Instagram.
And on Facebook. And make sure you visit canlance.com too, especially if you want to put some well put together content.
Yeah, if you're a company or if you need some written material, if you guys need some contributors and shit like that, these guys always got things on the go. Make sure you check that out. Also coming up next weekend, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a plug here. There's still tickets available for the High Society Boat Cruise. It's the Fireworks Cruise and fundraiser happening on the 29th, next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday here in Vancouver. The brought to you by the Healing Center and of course our great friends over at Miss Envy Botanicals. Shouts to Mr. and Miss Envy and everybody connected, Cypher and the whole crew. It's a fireworks party night that anyway, so that's dope. And then you're on a boat cruise out watching the fireworks from like right beside where they're shooting off the fireworks under all the water and shit. It's fucking pretty ill.
That's gonna be pretty awesome.
It's pretty ill.
And dabs and like
and then
everything.
It's full of all the weed that you can smoke and want to smoke. It's all the products you can, edibles and fantastic. So it's really gonna be dope. Very cool way to watch the fireworks indeed. There's a few tickets left, so make sure you get them before they're gone, or as I should say, before your ship sails.
Sorry,
that was good.
Good job. That was good.
Also,
I saw you. Jelly.
So we were on Tuesday out with the guys from out at the Swampscape Valley Golf Club, Chad Jacket from Liberty Farms and Cannabis Growers of Canada, as well as a crew from Cannabis Life Network, to shoot some promos for the upcoming 2017 420 Golf Tournament and Cannabis Cup. The event was a hole-in-one last year. This will be having more faded fun on the fairways. The event is August 27th. Tickets are available by visiting 420FORE20cup.com. Yeah, spell the first one and then numbers for the next one. And it's FORE because 4. And get yours today. Make sure you see you on the green with some green. I think it's $75 to get in and partake and come out to the dinner and the events and spectate pass. It's $200 a person to golf, $150 or $600 for a foursome. And then there's a $25 judges add-on if you want to. It's a golf term. If you want to add on to the judges kit, because there's going to be like a People's Choice thing going down. Good times. Good times. It's going to be a lot of fun. Super good. All you can dab, all you can golf. Last year was awesome. Let me see. What else? Karma Cup. Karma Cup.
Deadline.
Yes, the big deal is, of course, the deadline, one more again, is the 28th. 28th. Next Friday.
Yeah, next week.
Saturday, whatever.
Saturday? Friday? No, it's not. It can't be.
Next Friday. Next Friday.
Week. Next week, the 28th of July, 2017 of this year.
There you go. Canada's premier competition. The judges' entries need to be in. 2017 entry category. There's 6 overall big categories with 15 total sub ones. Buds, edibles, concentrates, functional glass, pens, cartridges, topicals, all the spectrums of different kinds, from CBDs to indicas, hybrids, sativas.
2 different types of edibles too, which I like too.
All sorts of different shit.
So I'm looking forward to that judges pack.
Right, gonna be a good one. So make sure you get, if you want in on that, go to karmacup.com. The karmacup.com, as it says down at the bottom of the poster here, that I'm covering up me with now. And now Jen. And now me. And now Jen. And
get your submissions in. Get your submissions in.
Make sure you get them in by next Friday.
And if you're shipping from BC, ship them like now, because apparently with all the forest fires going on right now, they're like below in shipping. So ship fast.
And of course, if you want your tickets, you can get those as well too, starting now. I think judges packs are available, and general admission tickets as well too. I don't think there's a whole lot of torch. There's a lot of flame left in that torch. Karmacup.com, everything you need.
Yeah.
Make sure you check it out. Gonna be there. Gonna be fun. A lot of good times. I know you guys will be at the Karma Cup.
Yep. Yeah.
Absolutely. Boom. Yes. Where was the thing? Thingy here. Anyway, I guess that's about a show.
That's all?
That's pretty much everything I got for
that was
updates.
Fast.
Well, you know, we chewed through it this week. There's lots to go. Well, then let me ask you guys, anything we missed?
Shows, plugs?
Plugs?
I'm curious to hear a bit about like what it was like to be in BC when all the raids went down.
Right, I forgot to tell you about that on here. Okay, so
if you don't mind.
Yeah, so well, the day, basically my day anyway. I can tell you that experience. Woke up to start doing my show because that's sort of what I do. Thursday morning, I work late Wednesday night. Roll over Thursday morning in bed. Parker's still sleeping, and I lay there and work, so I don't have to get up and take him out, so I can just work for a while. And all of a sudden, some texts is coming in. Hey, there's a raid. Hey, we got hit. Hey, check this out. I start to see some tweets, and I start all of a sudden to see this pouring out right away. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I reach out to a couple people in the community around here to try and get some more information. And we find out that they're inside, looking like they're taking. There's police inside. And at that point, we weren't sure exactly who it was or what it was. And as we started to talk to the Vancouver police and people from CC particularly in the local community, started to gather out front with signs and blocking off the alley because they had cars and trucks out back, and they had people in front, out front and inside the building. And they, are you having trouble with that?
Yeah. Probably Snoopy. Sorry.
That'll be enough.
Thanks.
So they... Better?
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever.
Yeah, that works.
I find it takes a while for the butane to settle in as well sometimes. Oh, no.
Well, you guys do it because I probably shouldn't be doing it while I'm smoking. Let me finish telling the story. Probably not. Anyway, easy, you know. Well, you guys figure that out. So yeah, we knew they had people inside and outside. We weren't sure who was what. And as it started to come down, and after talking to the police and talking to everyone involved, we realized that it was Toronto police were inside and Vancouver police were outside. And we were told that the Vancouver police were just there to support, as necessary, the...
Oh, there we go.
Support as necessary the Toronto police in the execution of a warrant So basically, we knew they were in here going through the stuff, seizing whatever they wanted to, and pretty much they went up to the office space here at Cannabis Culture headquarters, took a bunch of documents, took a bunch of financial information, what they deemed to be important documentation, I guess, in their mind, or that was in the scope of their warrant. And they took all the computers. They, I think, even tried to interfere with the internet equipment that we had. They disabled a lot of that technology as well, too. I don't know if they were trying to get records of shit from the internet. I don't know what they were fucking trying to do, through a modem or something, but they messed up all that sort of stuff. They turned over all the furniture. They did all that stuff. They got, yeah, they got in about 6 o'clock in the morning, and we sort of started to discover it, you know, I think it was 8 or 9 or 8, something like that. It kind of started to trickle down. They were done all what they needed to do with the van out in the back and us standing out front chanting and being very upset. And of course, people, you know, there's people literally dying from fentanyl a couple blocks down the street. And they finally they left, and by noon, 1, something like that, roughly, we got access to the building. The Cannabis Culture staff started putting the place right back together. We're open again within an hour. Of course, with no tills, no computers, no iPads, none of that sort of stuff. Limited number of products. I think they ended up getting a number of the, you know, the dabs and the pre-rolls and shit like that they have as well too.
Did they take like the glassware and stuff?
No, they didn't take any of that stuff. They just
nothing really got smashed or broken. No. It wasn't. They weren't like
none of that. Cats were a little traumatized.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's amazing that you guys have cats here.
Yeah, there's 4 in the building, of course. 2 in the store and 2 up here.
Yeah, it's amazing, but my allergies hate it. So
yeah, me too.
I guess kind of. So not.
So
really.
We kicked them out. We're like, sorry, kid, it's your building, but you can't be in the studio today.
Just
for these few hours. Anyway, so then we got the building back. Yeah.
And were the like police like Toronto police uniforms or like?
So there was VPD. Basically, what it was, VPD was doing crowd control. Okay. VPD helped them gain
yeah, that's what I heard. It was basically like Vancouver like held the door open for Toronto police
so they could
come inside.
Yeah, and Toronto police came in and did all the handiwork by themselves. I've mixed reports. There may have been 1 or 2 VPD individuals with them to oversee the fact that they were only doing stuff that was in the scope of the warrant.
Yeah.
But they were not assisting in the removal of any information, and nor did, frankly, they necessarily support it or condone it. They didn't necessarily come out and say they totally were against it, but I think at one point there was a comment. It was something we're not, you know.
Yeah, you're not actively going after that.
Yeah, this is in support of their thing.
Yeah.
We kind of had to do it.
Vancouver police have been dealing with the fentanyl and the weed for a lot longer. Like the Cannabis Culture store, like Cannabis Culture started, like BC Bud. Like
they gave
I will never forget the first time I smoked BC Bud back in Ontario, and I was like, that fucking shit's the greatest. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just.
You can't shut it all down. You can't stop it all, and they don't. BC cops out here really Vancouver police. It's not really something that they're high on their priority list. They sort of don't really bother. So you could definitely tell there was an awkwardness and like, we don't really want to be doing this.
They know what the.
So they took it back out, and then we came in here, and of course, even though there's no financials, there's no information of any sort, they took all the Pot TV broadcast computers as well too, and backup computers, and just computers that ran these that had nothing on them, and the tower that just literally had show videos on it and stuff, and my graphics, and 4 episodes that of my show.
Never get back.
Yeah, that you guys have. So I want my fucking. I don't work for Cannabis Culture or for Pot TV. That's my property. I want that back. And that actually still bothers me to this day, as you can tell. But. It was within a couple hours, we were back into the building, and I was planning to do a show that day, because it was my show day. And I woke up and I was like, son of a bitch, this really is fucking changing my plans for the day. So a couple people who were still supposed to come through, still came through, we saw the products we needed to, the still show went off. I wasn't sure for a while, though, if I was going to do it in the park across the street, or do it from the dispensary over there, or where I was going to do it from New Amsterdam, something like that. But sure enough, they got back into the place, and of course, once we realized they had no equipment, it was okay because I brought all my own equipment with me, and I can broadcast a show on my own. So I was back up on. We still did the show that day. We didn't have all the functionality of all the gear, but we made it happen. And within a few days, we did a couple more shows, and outpouring from the community came in, and we got a bunch of let's hit that. We got a bunch of we got a couple cool sponsors to step up and buy us new equipment. Shouts to Miss Envy, the aforementioned, and Crop King Seeds as well too, who stepped up and helped the Cannabis Culture Pot TV studio get new equipment.
Sublimator?
Yeah, Sublimator actually didn't kick in on this one, in this particular time. This was, but I'll take a dive on the Sublimator.
No, which I was offering Sublimator.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But yes, anyway, so they stepped up, got new equipment, and within a few days,
just a little one, because I know how
the studio actually ended up with new and better equipment and ended up getting an upgrade, and the show went on. The lounge was back in business. You know, it took a few days to sort of recover, and they had to take a little while to get back computers and stuff like that. It was a pain, but it was definitely more of the invasion of privacy and the fact of why are you guys coming from there to deal with business out here. And what it was is they weren't trying to fuck with cannabis culture per se. What they were trying to do is they were trying to get documentation, records, or information that could connect them further with their investigation into Mark and Jodi and Chris and Aaron and Brittany, and that whole same thing is all connected, and they're just really we're going to the corporate head offices and taking documents and computers from corporate offices. Now, it was shitty that they came all the way across here and did it, but you know, they came back from it, and the investigation will continue, and they chew through it as much as they can, and they have, and they will, and whatever, new computers can be bought. The doors were back open, the community supported, the place was busy, but the coolest part was seeing people, as you were sitting out front there, people honking and waving, all the folks with the signs, all the support that came along with it, the news, the press. It was, you know, some international news tip kind of thing almost. And it was good to see how some of the community reacted and shit like that, but it shouldn't have happened. I mean, of course, I'm biased towards cannabis culture. They let me use their studio and shit, but yeah, it was a very awkward, uncomfortable few hours, very uncertain, and then we just, okay, back to work, back to business, and literally before showtime, they're out there, I'm doing here, and we're back at it, and they can't stop cannabis culture by one little raid. Cannabis culture's been raided a bunch of times. It's been a long time, but they were back open in minutes. There was like the protocol. You knew exactly what to do. It was like a fucking fire drill or some shit like that, or everyone, you know, okay, we're all gonna abandon ship. Oh, we're all gonna do this. Ready, team, go. Just boom. And I go set this up, and I flip these over, and I do this, and everyone had their little jobs, and the place was fucking rocking and rolling within the hour.
Everybody knew what to do. Everybody got together and worked as a team. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So shouts to CC for stepping up, man. Shouts to the community, man. It was a bad day that they managed to turn, you know, salvage and show that, you know, you can't stop us. And the community around here came back and said, no, you know, it doesn't work for us.
Yeah, so. In Toronto, I think it was like 12,000 patients came into the Church Street location in Toronto, like the main one, the day after the raids. Like just that pouring of support.
Yeah, from people.
100%. Places were packed. They were super busy. Lots of support. Some really cool signs out front. Some great social media went off on it. It was, you know, it was not. It was a well handled bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So
you made the best of a bad time.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, they did the best. Everybody around here did the best they could. A bunch of kids fucking putting it back together. Just, you know, I don't know. Let's make it happen. Nobody instructed. No nothing. Just take the. So, anyway, that was that question. That was that. That was the updates. That's your news. That's your that. And well, time to go.
So that's it.
So
awesome.
Well, I got a fairy catch.
Yeah, you do actually. For more from these guys, let's get back to it here. Go ahead and check out, of course, Brooke and Brent over there at Dankr.ca. And of course, he's not sitting in the chair right now. But my man Mislav was over there as well too. Appreciate you guys coming through.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Wedding.
Yeah, man. Enjoy the festivities. For more, we'll go ahead, and of course, Dankr.ca and Dankr Canada on social as well, too.
Yeah, if you're ever in Toronto, check out Dankr.ca for all the cannabis news, dispensaries, product reviews, and all the events going on in the city. One of our most underutilized resources is our event calendar, where you can see for months ahead of all the events going on. So if you know you're coming to town with a friend, like you can plan out your schedule around events in the city.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
There you go.
Dankr.ca, man. Of course, we got, what was it? Konoplja. Konoplja. Radiju.
Relief.com too. Twitter, Potholler Tim, and then on Instagram, Oils and Flower Podcast.
And then here we go. What else we got? We got, and then of course us.
You visit us, expertjoints.com, on Twitter, on Instagram, expertjoints across the board, on Facebook as well too, and then me, Loud, on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep, that's right.
And then,
go ahead, you can do it this week.
Oh, no, please, you got that.
Production assistance courtesy of CannabisLifeNetwork.com. Check them out, CannabisLifeNetwork.com, and at CannabisLifeNet across social media for all your cannabis media needs. In that one?
Yeah, perfect.
And
then, and then what's on Pod TV, you ask? Well, on Sunday you have Kush Queen with the Royal Hour with the Kush Queen at 2 o'clock. Monday, 420 Lifestyle Show with BC Bedgirl and Carly Marley at 4 o'clock. I said that right, didn't I?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Wednesday, Under the Influence with Greg, Al.
And again, Cushy.
And again, Cushy in between at 4 o'clock. And then Thursday, you have us, Expert Joints Live at 4:20, just because we're difficult. Yep. And then Friday, Cannabis Culture News, sometimes at 4 o'clock with Jeremiah. And
it's more, it's on at 4. It's just sometimes that it's on.
It's on. And then we have a new show Saturday. High Noon at 12 o'clock.
That's right. The lounge staff is putting on a show here. Alyssa and the crew have decided to make a little something happen, so that's dope. So check them out. High Noon, the new show on Pod TV here Saturdays. Also, CannabisCulture.com, CannabisCultureHQ.com, and at Cannabis Culture across social. Please check them out, support them. And of course, Pot.tv could use some visits and some likes and some clicks, and so could the Instagram Pot TV network. That, ladies and gentlemen, I guess is the show. Thank you very much for being here. Thanks for Relief for hooking it up. Go visit Relief.com and get yourself some of the products. Why is it? There it is. Boom. Here, look. There's a store. And they got clothes too, but I mean, they got the dispense. Come on, click through. There it is. Hey, oh yeah. Come on. Come on. Hey, here you go. Go ahead, place some orders and receive some discounts. And it's super easy, and they've got free shipping on over $150.
Super easy website.
Yep, good times. Oh, Jenny, why we got a bunch of stuff here from Relief. We got a bunch of stuff from Relief here that we could just give away.
Twice today.
Why don't you see if there's anybody out there who wants to just go say, hey, I got some free shatter and some free clothes. Do you want them? And see who the first person to come in with you is. I think that'll be awesome. We're gonna end the show on a random. We've got, I didn't have a second cam right now. Over there, a table full of salad. A table full of Relief products. Yeah, we'll drop this here for a second. Hey, Caleb, what's going on? A little bit of my leftover salad here. I'm gonna eat the rest of it in a minute. I just don't, with chocolate with lettuce in my mouth. So they sent us some shirts and some hats and some hoodies and big bag of shatter with a bunch of different varieties in there and all sorts of cool shit. So appreciate them for doing it. Thanks for hooking it up. Also thanks of course to Dankr and all the other graphics that I left up on the screen. Hopefully someone comes in and wants some free shit. I wonder if anybody does. It'd be interesting. We might just have to go deliver it. If not, maybe we'll give it to you guys. But like I said, we weren't going to do Puff Puff Pass It Along this week. But they sent us so much stuff, we figured what the hell. So see if anybody comes through. Hey, found somebody. Didn't think that'd be that long.
I know.
Hey, what's going on, dude? Turn on your microphone here. So, what's your name?
Mackenzie.
What's up, Mackenzie? How are you?
Pretty good, dude. You?
Good, man. I'm going to adjust this so we can see the whole... There you go. So, we're smoking products today from a company called Relief.com, a new mail-order marijuana company here in Canada's. And they sent us over a bunch of products today, a bunch of swag today. So just randomly out of this, we usually do Puff Puff Pass It On in the show where we give away stuff to people who are watching. Yeah. But you're just in the lounge, just doing your thing, hanging out. So I got like literally like a small, medium, and large T-shirt and hoodie and a hat and a toque, and more importantly, some shatter. Several bags of shatter for you as well too. Just on the why not random, didn't expect it. Do with them what you will. But please enjoy it.
Please. Yeah, wow, that's good. Thanks for this.
Yeah, no worries. Just shit, never know what's happened. So anyway, the impromptu Puff Puff Pass It Along for the day.
You have a girlfriend, something I must assume.
I don't have a girlfriend.
Well, you will now.
You will now. There you go. There's a small shirt in there. You'll make some lady very happy today.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers.
So that's it. That's a show.
That's our Puff Puff Pass Along this week.
Jenny?
Craig?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Shit. Hit the music.
Peace.
Bye.
It's hot in here.